Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. In particular, I want to talk to the censors. Last week we had an issue where I think there was a huge misunderstanding where you shut us down 3 different times for 3 different reasons. The first one that I want to address is you said that there are harmful substances in this live that could be harmful to people. That's a complete misunderstanding. We only quote from peer-reviewed, published medical studies of the protocol that we talk about, which we didn't invent, called protein pacing. Number one, it's 100% safe. Number two, there are no substances. It's based on real food that people are going to eat in a completely different way. And that's really important. You understand there are no substances whatsoever, and it's absolutely guaranteed to be safe. Nobody else that we can find that you're letting go on social media have one shred of medical evidence. We only read from peer-reviewed human trial medical studies published in the biggest medical journals in the world, like the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrients, the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the biggest medical journals in the world. Number two, this is not a diet. When you said it's an extreme diet or body dysphoria or body image, again, that's incorrect. This is a detox. And anything we're showing as far as the body, we're showing them the medical impact of the toxic world we're living in as we ingest these, breathe these chemicals. The body takes those chemicals and stuffs them in our fat cells. And the bloating that people report and we show is the result of the body telling us we're storing chemicals inside the body. The great news about this, we have the medical proof through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving that this is assisting the body in removing these poisons. And that's why people, their bloating is going down. It has nothing to do with body image. It has nothing to do with body dysphoria. Number three, you said that we were diverting people from TikTok to our website to buy products. Number one, we have no products to sell. We haven't had any products. We don't plan on selling any products. Our website is a pure medical research site where people can go and see the medical proof. So we hope that that will clear that up and we won't have any more misunderstandings or disruption in our lives. We're helping many, many people. We have helped over 500,000 people in the last 23 years. 500,000. And so it's really important that you understand that. Anyway, hello Sandra, Morella, hello Desire, hello Stacy, hello Mama, Nicole. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are listening to this around the world, because this is going all over the world. Now, let's get started right away. If you read the headline, she said 60 pounds in 90 days, no diet, just a natural detox with food, no products. There are no products involved here. This is based on food. And you can discover how you can safely drop pounds in weeks and yet build 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with zero exercise and keep it off forever. And it's published. This is proven in 10 major studies. Now, that's a lot. Okay, so first of all, how in the world do they build lean muscle with no exercise? Well, it's not that the researchers were against exercise, but they eliminated exercise. Otherwise, you'd be saying, well, she lost weight because it was diet and exercise. That's just not true. So you obviously can exercise in this if you want to. What I would tell you is this. We've been doing this for 23 years. We've helped, like I was sharing before, we've helped over 500,000 people. You're not an experiment. We have massive amounts of data on men and women. If you're willing to tell me if you're a man or a woman, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you based on this how rapidly, it'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight compared to the torture you're going through on any diet you're on right now. Keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, Cornish, carnivore, count your macros, I don't care what it is. She lost weight because she spits. Well, obviously, that's a complete idiot. I don't understand. Is that all you have to do, Kyle Matthews, this morning, is come up with nonsense like that? Is that it? Is that your best game? I mean, it's just so silly. It's just completely silly. Yeah, relax, old man. Listen, I'm a scientist. I don't need to relax, and I don't need you to be telling me anything. So why don't you just go do whatever you're going to do today, and you'll find out that maybe, or you might even learn something. You never know. But anyway, for the rest of you, the point is that we're living in do you believe this, everybody? Put it in the chat. We're living in an incredibly toxic world. And whether it's a smart aleck like Kyle over here or anybody else, we're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals and poisons. As we're eating things like, we're ingesting things like herbicides and pesticides and Scotch-Guard and Teflon. If you've all followed Monsanto for the last 10 years with Roundup, what do you think? That's the only pesticide that's out there. And just to let you know, there's a new medical syndrome called Detox. It's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. Pretty serious in the fact that T stands for the toxins in our world that we're breathing, drinking, eating, caused by the lack of enough nutrition in our body to get rid of them, overweight, and stress. And like I said, it's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, that every person in the world has, discovered by Peter Greenlaw. Oh, that's me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that every person in the world has. And, oh, God. I mean, oh my God. You are just too much. Not me. You're not toxic. Good. Well, good luck to you. Anyway, the bottom line is that people just are unaware of what's really causing the fact that they're unhealthy and why so many people are overweight. And when you look at the pictures, when you see what's really happening and begin to understand that Queen Sheba, wonderful. Desiree, yes, we are. So the point is that people are just unaware, okay? But it's a pretty big deal when you have a registered medical syndrome that you discover that everybody in the world has, and obviously it's a pretty big deal. So let me explain again what's happening. So as you drink and breathe these chemicals, all right, your brain tells your body that is a poison. And what it's doing, proven medically, by the way, it's taking the poison and it's stuffing inside our visceral fat. Your visceral fat is the fat around your organs. And those fat cells expand with the inclusion of these poisons inside the fat cell. And don't let anybody ever tell you that you burn fat on a diet or you burn fat through exercise. It's just not true. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, and you die with a certain number of fat cells. And all these diets you're on don't touch these poisons, okay? I mean, how important is your health to you? Now, you can not believe me. It won't change my life. But if you begin to understand, when we're talking, did you see 3 weeks ago in 1 cup of Starbucks coffee, you're getting 25,000 microplastics in each cup of coffee? What are you doing about anything like that? We're definitely, listen, it's so bad that about 8 years ago, they did a study on newborn infants, and they looked at their cord blood at birth. They found that every single baby coming in the world was coming in the world with about 287 toxic chemicals in their blood at birth. So if a baby has that many toxins or poisons in them, how many toxins do you think you're storing? No diet touches this. This is not a diet. Again, to the censors, it's not a diet. It's not about losing weight. It's not about body dysphoria. It's not about body image. It's about empowering your own body, believe it or not, with food and a new way of consuming food, not invented by me. I had nothing to do with it. That's proven medically to remove poisons from your body. So I was just, okay, Soldier Boy, I'm just talking about. Soldier Boy, I'd love to get healthy. Yes, we are. Let's see. Okay, so Soldier Boy and everybody else. I love your attitude. Listen, everyone, you don't have to believe me. The number one thing that we should be doing is that we should, well, the first thing you have to do in medical research is you got to understand the magnitude of problem. That's why my discovery of the Detox syndrome was so important. I mean, people were talking around this, and now you're seeing in the national dialogue, what are they talking about? The poisons in our food, the red dyes and the yellow dyes and all. I've been talking about this for 23 years. And I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. And none of it, my research is on the research of these brilliant, brilliant people. I mean, I've worked with, one of my colleagues is one of the top oncologists in the world and a molecular biologist who's worked with 2 men who won the Nobel Prize in medicine. Another one of my colleagues is the geneticist who discovered the gene that causes aging. I'm not trying to impress you, but I want to press upon you. What I'm presenting, this is not marketing hype, okay? These researchers who invented this, they're rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world, in the entire world. And the point is that what they had done 100 studies on human beings for 40 years, and they never ever found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off, and 2/3 of every person gained more weight than they lost. And then third, 25 to 40% of what people lose on diets. If you're on a diet right now, 25 to 40% of what you're losing is your lean muscle mass, which does two of the most unhealthy things on the planet. Number one, it slows down your metabolism. It's not up for debate. That's what's happening. And the reason it's happening is because 25 to 40% of the actual pounds you're losing on the scale is your lean muscle. When you lose lean muscle, it slows down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. Who's telling you this? Who's telling you this? Who on all social media have and one shred of medical evidence, okay? What I'm talking about is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, okay? This is big stuff. In the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, in Nutrients, in the Nutrition Journal, and Nature Communications, and more. But Nature Communications is one of the top 5 medical journals in the world, and the study they did on this had nothing to do with the amount of weight people lost. It was about their gut health. And in case you didn't know, your gut houses the majority of your immune system. And on a diet, here's the thing, again, I'm telling you the science. By losing lean muscle mass, you're also slowing down your own immune system. Now, whether you think that's true, look at cancer patients, okay? And sadly, my younger brother in 2011, Patrick, got kidney cancer. My brother was 6'4". And from the time he was diagnosed until he passed away, it was about 9 months. And when he died, he weighed 115 pounds. I saw what muscle wasting does to people. Now, again, obviously on a diet, it's much less than that. But it's also called, if you're on a diet, I'm telling you right now, every study everywhere shows 25 to 40% of what you're actually losing is lean muscle mass on every diet. I have another big study here. This is from the Journal of the American Medical Association. It's 12 months. And they listed comparison of weight loss among named diet programs in overweight and obese adults. They looked at 48 different studies, 7,286 people. And what they find in a year on some of these diets, and they listed them all: keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, Cornish, zone, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem. In a year on some of the diets, people only managed a net weight loss from day 1 until day 365 of 11 pounds. The most amount of weight anybody lost was 16 pounds, and 25 to 40% of what they lost on any diet was lean muscle mass. I mean, you can ignore it, you can pretend it's not happening, but it is. Why do you think you yo-yo on diets? You think you picked the wrong diet? Listen, if any diet worked, according to Johns Hopkins Medical School, again, everybody, I only give you medical proof. Oh, here it is. Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese, 50% pre-diabetic or diabetic in 4 years. Does that sound like whatever diet? Listen, I'd like you to pay attention, not to listen to me, but listen to the research. We've developed a free medical website you all can go to. It's right there at the top, next to the little red heart. You see the New Health Conversation. It's also right above her head in blue. Only thing on that website is the medical proof, including the medical journals and including an interview with the number one rated nutrition weight loss physiologist in the whole world. So anybody that wants to come on and take pot shots at me, which they do, that's fine. But it's ridiculous, because basically what you'd be discrediting is what's published in 10 of the biggest medical studies in the world. Now, I'll challenge any of you. No, there's no, this is not drugs. User 728, no, Timmy, absolutely not. No, let me tell you about that, Timmy. Let me read to you from Medicare, okay, about calories in, calories out. That's what you're referring to. And I promise I'll go over everything in just a moment, everybody. But I want to clarify, so you don't think I'm just making outlandish statements. Here's Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. The researchers found that 2/3 of dieters regain more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there is little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. Here's another big study, why you shouldn't count calories. Our researchers found the truth is calorie counting is a terrible approach for weight loss. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count or restrict calories will gain back more weight than they lost. They went on to say, counting calories increases chronic psychological stress and cortisol production, two factors that are known to cause weight gain. And now here's Harvard Medical School, okay, to address Timmy. Stop counting calories. They said this is Harvard Medical School now. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. You're going to find out in a moment that's exactly what these researchers did, and they have nothing to do with Harvard Medical School. I have more and more studies. I don't want to waste your time with it. Here's the bottom line. There is no diet out there, period, that has ever been put to the kind of medical examination that this thing is. This is a detox. It's not a diet. It's not about losing the weight. That's almost like a booby prize at the throw it. She lost, look at 60 pounds in 90 days, no diet, natural detox with food, not any products. You can literally lose as much weight in weeks. It would take you, well, I'll tell you, in the studies, the people lost as much weight in a month as a year on diets. There's your clue right there. So let's talk about what they did. All right, so Casey, hope to get the end. Casey, you were on yesterday. I went through this whole thing with you. You were going to go and talk to Colin, Casey. Are you the same Casey as from yesterday, or is it a different Casey? All right, so let's talk about how this works and what they did. So who invented it? The top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. At any point, you can go to I'm going to put it in the chat. It's a different KC. Okay, I'm sorry. But you can go to this website before you run. Here, look, KC, go here. Let me show it to you. It's free to go there. We will not contact you. And you're going to see all the medical proof, including an interview with the #1 weight loss researcher in the world. And they'll go over everything with you. And if you like what you see, scroll down. You get a free consultation and free coaching. The coaching's free the whole time. You buy nothing from us. There are no products to buy. It's food, okay? And you'll get the food list, and they'll go over everything with you, okay? Timmy, do you understand peer-reviewed human trial studies? See, this is the big misconception you might have. When you submit to do a peer-reviewed human trial study, the researchers have to sign a release. And that release essentially says you give up all rights to the outcome when they scrutinize your study. This is one of the biggest misconceptions out there, that you think somehow because, let's say NIH, National Institute of Health, they fund a study. They have no control over what the researchers, because if you want to know the truth, Timmy, what happens with the research, they have one job. You know what it is? To discredit what you're proving. That's why no drug ever gets approved without a peer-reviewed published study. So they do the study, and then they submit it, let's say in this case, to the New England Journal of Medicine, one of the biggest medical journals in the world. The New England Journal of Medicine doesn't even review it. They send it out to other world-class experts who have one job, and that's to discredit what you're proving. So unfortunately, that's a urban myth. That's a wives' tale. Whoever funds the study has no control over what ultimately happens. Otherwise, why wouldn't all these other diets, whether it's paleo or keto or Mediterranean, have peer-reviewed human trial studies? You know why, Timmy? Because their claims they're making are what are called unsubstantiated. I mean, they cannot back up what they're telling you, that they just talk, in the universe. So that's a big misconception, Timmy, for you. But here's the other thing, Timmy. It'd be one thing if it was one journal, because each journal has their own sort of investigative. They determine if your study is worthy to get peer reviewed, because they have to pay these people to review it. You got what I'm saying? This is published in 10. So it went through the review boards of 10 different medical studies. There's no diet. There's no weight loss. There's nothing that's ever been put to this kind of medical scrutiny. It's not even a diet. It's a detox. And they proved it. And I'll explain it to you in just a moment. How do they know this is a detox? Well, we're going to find that out in just a moment. I appreciate your comment, Timmy, but that's a common misconception, okay? If you understood what has to go in, first of all, these trials cost millions of dollars. They take a really long time. Some of these studies that we're talking about today were started in 2012, 13 years ago. The good news is they've tracked the people for 13 years, and they've been able to keep the weight off for 13 years, and it's not even a diet. But Timmy, here's the thing you can't avoid. You are toxic. Sorry. So am I. So is everybody. All right. Okay. So yeah. So go there, Casey. All right. So let's talk about everybody about what's going on with all of you. All right. All right. So first of all, we know that everybody, including me, is storing poisons, herbicides, pesticides, Scotch guard, Teflon inside our fat cells. And as the body pushes these chemicals in the fat cells to protect us, by the way, those fat cells expand. That's why you all complain about the bloating. If you look at her, when you get over the fact, it is the same woman. It's the daughter of a friend of mine. It's not a different ethnicity. She's not taller. No, she lost 60 pounds in 90 days, okay? But she's not the only one. If you look at someone here, this next person, she only had 30 pounds to lose. Let me show you. And she lost 21 pounds in 30 days. So you're losing the kind of weight that would take you months on diets in a month, okay? But it's not a weight loss program. It's a detox. And what I wanted to show you in this picture, look at her stomach on day 1, the bloating, and then look at her stomach on day 30. That is not body dysphoria. That's not body image. That's medical proof that her body is able to remove these chemicals from the fat cells, and the fat cells are shrinking. Do you know most women in this was a whole dress size in 7 days, and nobody was allowed to exercise? They actually were Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. Why? Because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. Otherwise, you'd say, oh, it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. It had nothing to do with that, right? Men lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in a week, and nobody was allowed to. Now, you certainly can exercise if you want to. That's why you also get a coach. We all got coached. Be very clear, we all got coached for free. And we have people that have gone on this, they've had such amazing results. They said, look, we'd like to help somebody else because we get help. The New Health Conversation is a movement. It's not a company. There are no products. It's education. We're nutritional researchers for more than 23 years. And we're bringing you the absolute evidence, not hyperbole, not sales gimmicks, not anything. We're sharing with you, and for the censors, again, the only thing we're sharing with you is what's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world dealing with health, nutrition, and weight loss. Notice weight loss is the last thing. Your number one focus should be your health. If it's not, I don't know I can't help you then. Am I making sense to everybody so far? All right, so let's talk about the good news. Well, it's kind of the good news and the bad news at the same time. Every night when you go to sleep, as long as you don't eat too late, what happens once you've digested your food and you've slowed down your digestion, your body automatically begins a detox process called autophagy. When your body gets rid of the dead cells, it has to happen every night. You do not want dead cells hanging around that can mutate and turn into things like cancer, okay? Every night it happens, but that natural process, okay, just doesn't have enough, let's call it power to remove poisons from the fat cells, or it would be happening, and it's not happening. We're storing these chemicals. Now, the reason for that is that the natural detox mechanism in our body, relying on even organic food, our organic food just doesn't have enough, the mass of nutrition, nothing to do with calories. So the researchers who had done research on these blue zones, you've all heard of blue zones where a lot of people live to be 100, no one's overweight, no one gets sick, right? There are 3 things that they're doing that allow this to become a detox that the researchers found. One, the people in those regions eat really small amounts of food with large amounts of nutrition, and because of that, they're able to detox every 2 or 3 months. So the researchers said, okay, we're going to do something. First of all, they put together a food list that you all would get. You'd take it to your grocery store, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. No calorie counting. That's something else that's a huge myth. Can anybody give me the medical definition of a calorie? You're all counting calories. I don't care what the name of the diet is. At the end of the day, it's some form of that. The problem with that, your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. You've never been hungry in your life for a calorie. The only thing you can ever be hungry for is nutrition. That's what the researchers found in these blue zones, right? It wasn't about how much food was on your plate. It was about how much nutrition you could put into the body, and the less amount of food you could accomplish that with, the healthier, and your weight was going to be controlled. You're going to have more energy. Everything worked better in your body, including detox. So you'd get a grocery list. You actually would take it to the grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of giving you calorie amounts, they give you serving sizes. And the researchers pick the food. So if it's, let's say it's steak or hamburger, it's got to be grass-fed and it has to be finished. You get all this information. If it's a carbohydrate, it has to be a complex carbohydrate, not just a regular carb. So all that's laid out, done by the top weight loss nutrition researchers in the world. They put it together. But the other 70%, here's what they did. They found other researchers who'd gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand for more than 20 years and brought back foods with huge amounts of nutrition. And many of those nutrients came also from these areas where people live to be 100 years old. I don't know about you, but I want to put that in my body. And those foods represented huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller amounts of food. So now they were in a position to create a new way to detoxify the body with food and a way of consuming. So here's what they did, and here's what you would do. 5 days a week, you'd actually have 4 meals a day. You'd start only with these exotic foods around the world that the researchers call the world's most perfect meal from a nutritional standpoint. You got it? That's breakfast. Lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store list, and a fourth meal after dinner, the world's most exotic foods. And it's important, not 2 meals or 3. As a matter of fact, this what they invented is a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office called protein pacing. You can go look it up. But the other 2 days out of 7, so 5 days you're having 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store at all, none, zero. And only these world's most perfect meals, but this time you're going to eat 8 times a day. And what they were able to do is to give her really small amounts of food with large amounts of nutrition, which theoretically, it wasn't proven yet, would cause her to be able to detox at a much higher level. Okay, so how did they prove it? This protocol called protein pacing was put to the most intense medical research that's ever been done in history on health, nutrition, and weight loss. So it wasn't just a speculation on the scientist's part. They had the medical proof, the means to determine, was it a detox or is this a hoax? Well, fortunately for all of us, they proved through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, this is removing poisons from your body, and in kind, that's why she shrank, because the very fat cells that had expanded because the poisons were stuffed into those fat cells, as you removed the poison, just like air out of a balloon, they collapsed. At the same time, they all built 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise allowed. And the reason that's so critical, why she shrank, the muscle obviously supports. The reason you go on a diet and it's not just the bloating, it's afterwards, you end up with all the loose skin, because 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any diet is your lean muscle mass. It's not up for debate. It's not like, hey, let's have a debate about it. That's what's going on. That's why you've lost the structure, and that's why people end up with all the loose skin that they complain about. Their, whatever they call it, right? Their muffin top, their whatever. You can see on this, you can see clearly the difference in her waist in just 30 days with no exercise at all. That's because of the detox. The other thing is that if I show you, here's a 65-year-old man now, and a diabetic who did this, right? And when you look at it, hold on, let me show you. Look at that, everybody. So he lost, I know it sounds crazy, but he lost 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. But look at his blood sugar. See, the main reason to do this is for health. The weight loss is like a throw-in. But look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124. That was so dramatic that last week I swear someone wanted to have a fist fight with me. That is total bull. There's no way medically you can drop your A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. And of course they have no proof. And here's the proof. It's possible to achieve significant A1C reductions in a short time frame, like 30 days, through aggressive lifestyle interventions. So, I mean, it's just silly. We only rely on science. You understand? We don't give you opinions. And then I'll show you an extreme example. This young woman, it's not just the weight loss, but look at the detox. Look what I got to show everybody, sorry. Look at how much she shrank. That's not body image. That's not body dysphoria. That's healthy. She's literally showing she's that's 37 days, 35 pounds. That's not what's significant. What happened is the weight loss was a result of the poisons coming out and the water that the poison was housed in, and she shrank, and look, no loose skin. And she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. Does everybody understand that? So let's come back to stage 1 here. So again, does anyone have any questions about that? Yes, Timmy, 21 pounds and 31. Well, more than that, if you looked at this one. Hold on. Where is she? Julie. Well, how about that? 35 pounds in 37 days. How about that one, Timmy? How great is that? Susan, there's no medication. I'm going to show you the medication here in a moment. You're talking about GLP-1s, right? That's what you're talking about? I'm going to show you in 1 second, Susan. So let me come back over here. All right, so let's look at the New England Journal of Medicine, just to your point, Susan. This was a 68-week study on semaglutide. That's one of the medications you take to lose weight, right? And this study was on semaglutide. It was 68 weeks, published in the New England Journal of Medicine. You all can go see it. It's actually on the website. If you go to our website, you can see it there at the very top in red, the New Health Conversation, or right above her head, proof at, in blue, right above her head, the blue, the New Health Conversation. You'll see the actual medical studies, okay? So this is 68 weeks, all right? Now I want to contrast that for you. Just hang in. So after 68 weeks, I'm reading from the study, after 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and the weight that people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. And this is clinically relevant reduction in body weight according to the New England Journal of Medicine. 68 weeks to lose 32 pounds. She lost 21 pounds in a month and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. So now given the choice, and we're not against the shots, they're helping diabetics, they're helping people morbidly obese. But compare that result to this, it's not even in the same zip code. And this is not a diet, it's a detox. Understand, the shot does nothing to remove chemicals from your body. Nothing, zero. Also in these studies, like when you look at this diabetic, if you look at his, when you look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, but again, look at his stomach on day one. That's the toxic, the toxins stored in his fat cells. And then look at day 30. He's 65 years old. No one was allowed to exercise. They wear Fitbits. Now, what I'd like to do next, Susan or anybody else, if you're buying food, take your food budget for last month, whatever that was, take 30% of those dollars. That's all you're going to spend at the grocery store. You'll get a grocery list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. Got it? That leaves 70% of what you would normally spend. You are now available to buy these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. You buy nothing from us. Census, we have no products. We sell nothing. We're researchers. We're giving you the research. We're showing you what they proved in the medical trials. So typically I would tell you, not any, most people say they're spending, the total amount they spend in a month with this is about what they spent last month, maybe another $25 a week. But look at the results. Where are you going to get results like that? Where would you get them? Keto, paleo, Mediterranean? None of them can hold a candle to this. So here's what I'd like to do if some of you want to do it, right? So Susan, you get it. It's not medication. It had nothing. It's based on food. It's based on food. So if someone would like to tell me, if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight on this, and I'll give you the low averages. But listen, everybody, we've helped 500,000 people. We have the data. So we know approximately, if you're male or female, how tall and your current weight, how rapidly you can lose the weight. You think we know something after 500,000 people? I would hope so. And it's based on food. Okay, here we go. Honey, 47, I'm 190, I'm 5'4". Okay, we'd want you to be maximum at 5'4", about 130, that's 60 pounds. So honey, get ready. In the first 4 days, you'll lose 5 to 6 pounds. Easily, Thanksgiving, I see you at about 170. Christmas, you're going to be about 150-ish. And easily, you'll be easily down to 130 by sometime in January. That's averages. That's not even, I mean, if you look at her, you can see she lost 60 pounds in 3 months. So and that's not, this is not the extreme. The extreme is someone like Julie who lost, wait a second, let me show you. Look at this. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days. So when I'm giving you a number, it's the low number. I'm not giving you so that's why we're sticking with like in her case, she only had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds in a month. Would anybody be unhappy with that? I don't think so. Okay, so anyway, honey, does that make sense? And give me a comment what you'd say about that. Kimberly, I'm 5'7", 240. Okay, Kimberly. Um, 5'7", you want to be about 140, that's 100 pounds. Kimberly, you're probably going to lose 8 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, I would probably see you between 215 and 220, believe it or not. I'd say by Christmas, you could be under 200 pounds or close there about. So 200, you got 60 pounds more to go. January, February. By March, easily, you'll be 140, Kimberly. That's not anything unusual in this. Those are the low averages. Now, if people lost a lot more than that, absolutely. I mean, let me show you Ken here, for example, everybody. He lost, oh, wait, I need to show it. Hold on. Look at that. He lost 34 pounds in 29 days. But again, I'm giving you half of what these people, the norm, this is the norm. The norm is about, so you all know, about 5 pounds a week, men and women, okay? That's the minimum, all right? But it depends on how tall you are, et cetera. So Kimberly, how excited would you be to be 140 by, let's say, the end of February? Give me some comments, everybody. Anna, 5'5", 205. Okay, Anna, 5'5". Again, you should be no more than about 130. That's going to be 75 pounds. You'll lose 5, 6 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, you should be about 185. By Christmas, I would see you easily 165 or below, and 165 down to 130, 35 pounds. Again, for you, I'd say by mid-February, you'll easily be 130. Again, Anna, give me a comment. How excited would you be about that? And keep in mind, you're not going to lose lean muscle mass. You're going to gain 6 to 9% lean muscle. You can see, all of you women can expect to lose a whole dress size in a week. Well, that's with no exercise. Now, let me clarify. The researchers weren't going to exercise, but they eliminated it because otherwise you'd say, oh, well, she lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, they didn't. They actually were Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. You certainly can exercise if you want to do this. Another thing for all of you, the website, let me put it in there again at the very bottom in the chat. It's also, you can see it right above our head there in blue, the New Health Conversation, but let me see if I can put it in the chat. Yeah, I can, New Health. And if you go there, as a matter of fact, if you go to that website, we're not going to contact you. We don't do that. Now, the reason we don't, yeah, DCAM, awesome, great. The reason that we don't do that is because we want you to have the freedom to see the medical proof first. But if you like what you see, scroll down. You get a free consultation and free coaching. Did you hear what I said? The coaching is 100% free. The only thing you're buying, and you buy nothing from us, you're buying food. That's it. You're not buying, there's no products, there's no shots, there's no anything. You're literally buying food. Only 30% from your grocery store, all organic. Of whatever you spent last month, you're only going to spend 30% at your grocery store because you're going to get serving sizes. The other 70% literally comes from other researchers who went physically to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, to bring back these foods with huge amounts of nutrition that the researchers have called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. There's so many nutrients in these foods, you need no supplements unless you're on a prescription for iron or calcium deficiency. There's over 400 nutrients in these food groups from these exotic areas around the world. So that's what you're going to buy, you're eating. And you're going to spend about, the total you'll spend in a month is about what you spent last month, maybe another $25 a week, maybe. But look at the results, okay? Let me keep going here. All right, so hold on, let me go back up. So I did Honeybee, I did Kimberly. Okay, Nothan, okay, 5'4", 269 female. Again, at 5'4", we'd want you to probably be about 125. That means 125, you got about 144 pounds you need to lose. You're going to lose like 6, 8 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, I would see you easily under 250, probably 249, 248, somewhere in that range. By Christmas, you should probably be 230, 228. Okay, so now we're at 228 down to 125. So that's going to be about 103 pounds. There's no reason, also January, February, March, April. I would say by sometime in April, not you 6, I'm sorry, what, not thanks you. Oh, no. No, thanks you. Okay, sorry. I was having trouble pronouncing your handle. You should be at about 125. Tell me again, all of you, give me some comments. What do you think about this? What do you all think about this? Okay, Timmy, later. Monique, I'm 5'1 and a half, and I'm 245. Okay, Monique, 5'1", you want to be about 115 max. That's going to be 130 pounds. You're going to probably lose 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. Easily. Thanksgiving, I see you at about 220 to 225. Christmas, you should be 200 or below. Let's go, let's be optimistic and we'll go with 200. That means you're going to have about 200. You've got about 30 pounds more to go. Oh my gosh, yeah, by early February, you should be very, very close to your goal. Let me make sure I did that right. So 245, you'd be 225, 205, yeah, 200 by Christmas, yeah. No, I did that wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did the math wrong. Sorry. So 200 down to 115 is going to be 85 pounds. Sorry. So to lose 85 pounds, it'll probably take you 3.5 months. So January, February, March. By early April, easily, you're going to be 115. Monique, put it in the chat. How great would you be? How excited would you be about that? I mean, okay, Monique, I did you. Okay, great. Okay, Maria, I'm 5'6", 200. I'm 46 years old. Great. Maria, you're going to lose, okay, you're 200, you're 5'6". We'd want you to be no more than 140. That's about 60 pounds. You should lose easily 6-8 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, you're going to be 180 or below. And I'm being conservative. Understand, I'm giving you conservative numbers. I don't think you'll be mad at me if you lose more than that, right? So 180 by Thanksgiving, probably 160 by Christmas or below, meaning 160, you got 20 pounds more. Oh, by January, easy January, you'll be 140. I'm not kidding you. That's nothing special. That's, again, at the low end. That's the kind of numbers that you're seeing here, which is the least amount anybody's losing. But I'd rather give you the least amount and have you lose more. I don't think you're going to be mad at me, are you? Are you going to be mad at me if you lose more than that, Maria, in that time frame? Absolutely in Canada, 100%. You're correct though. There's only a few areas in the world where this is available. United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, and anywhere in the EU. So Canada, absolutely you can get it. Not thanks, no thanks you. Yeah, absolutely you can get it in Canada. Maria, I like it. Maria Vega, no. I like, oh, you mean you're not going to be mad at me? That's what you're telling me. I hope the no is. I don't want any of you to be mad at me. I'm a scientist. I'm just giving you the numbers, okay? All right. And you all understand, Maria and everybody else. Here's the, yeah, I know. Let's go to this new health. Here's the website. I'm putting it in the chat at the very bottom. And let me clarify again. There are no products to buy. We have nothing to sell you. The only thing that you're buying, listen to me carefully, the only thing you're buying is food. 30% from your grocery store, and the foods are selected by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, not by me, and they include proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, vegetables, and salads, but instead of calorie amounts, you're going to get serving sizes. Does everybody understand that? The other 70% of the money you have left and what you're going to eat does not come from any grocery store anywhere in the world. In Canada, no, nowhere. These foods come from places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represent huge amounts of nutrition, but very small amounts of food, which is why this works and why you're able to detox. So let me give you a quick lesson for some of the new people. Every night when we go to sleep, well, first of all, back up a moment. I'm getting ahead of myself. Do you all believe we're living in a toxic world? Can you put it in the chat? And do you believe you're toxic? Because we are. We're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals, and as we ingest them, the brain senses that's a poison, red alert. So what does it do to protect us? The immune system can't deal with herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and all these chemicals we're exposed to. So the brain takes the chemical and stuffs it inside your fat cell, and that fat cell also takes on water to dilute basically the poison, right? So the fat cell expands. That's why you all complain about your bloating. And again, the sensors, this has nothing to do with body dysphoria, has nothing to do with body image. This is a medical thing that's happening to everybody. My God, they did a study on newborn infants about 8 years ago, and they found every newborn infant, when they looked at their cord blood at birth, they were coming in the world with an average of 287 toxic chemicals. Yeah, so how toxic do you think you are? No diet touches this ever. This is the first time in history it's ever been proven that your body was capable of detoxing if the secret was very specific foods with high levels of nutrition, but very small quantities of food in a very specific order. That's what they created here. Now, this protocol, which is called protein pacing, you all can look it up. It's a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office. No, it's a registered trademark of a new way of eating. It's based on food, and it's based on what are called eating patterns. We'll get into that in just a second. So the researchers who created this are the top weight loss researchers in the world. They've done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people on every diet. They were paid to analyze diets. That's what they did. You know, in 40 years, they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. Did you know 2/3 of everybody they studied gained more weight than they lost? And the weight that everybody lost on every diet they ever analyzed, 25 to 40% of the pounds lost was lean muscle mass. There's your downfall to all your diets. You lose lean muscle mass, guess what your brain does? It slows down your metabolism. Because burning your muscles for fuel is so inefficient and so unhealthy. The other thing it's doing to you, it's slowing down your own immune system. So whatever diet you're on right now, you're literally making yourself unhealthy. Woo, we're coming into flu season. That sounds like a good strategy. I'm serious. This is medical proof. It's not something, I'm not giving you an opinion. Now, you can do whatever you can do, Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers or time restricted eating or keto or paleo or none of them. Why don't any of them have peer-reviewed human trial medical studies? Why don't they have them? You know why? Because the claims they're telling you they're making, they're what are called unsubstantiated, meaning they can't be proven. The only way you can prove these things is do it on human beings, what are called peer-reviewed human trials. Then they have to go the scrutiny of if they get published in these huge medical journals, all right? The medical journal actually takes your research, not mine, theirs, and sends it to other world-class experts, medical doctors, and researchers who are paid to do what? Discredit what you're claiming. That's why no drug ever gets approved, thank goodness, without going through a peer-reviewed human trial study, and then it has to get published. You got it? That's why this is so significant. That's why this is so safe for all of you. Oh my God, wonderful for menopause. Also PCOS, not curing it, but massively lowering the symptoms. I mean, yeah, it's not a, see, that's the thing I want to go over with you, Lindrick. This is not a diet. Don't think about this as the weight loss is the least important part. But look at how much she shrank. Look at just her stomach. That's detox. That's not body image. That's not body dysphoria. And with no exercise. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't even exercise. Tell me, Linda, how excited would you be? So all of you, you have a chance. Melissa, hello. You're all agreeing with me. We're living in this toxic world. This is the first time in history they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved this is removing, helping your body. Your body's doing it, pulling these poisons out of your fat cells. There's no product. You can't take a pill, lotion. Don't fall for that nonsense. If you see it on TV, oh, this is a detox. No, it's not. You don't have it. You got to understand that's the marketing scheme. Oh, there's a scientifically tested ingredient. Yeah, but then when you look at their product and look at how much of that ingredient is in there, I did one, this was a couple months ago, I can't remember what it was, some fiber, and I figured out that in order to have any medical benefit, you'd need 1,000 of their pills a day. Yeah, it has, it's like fairy dust. They put enough in there to list on the label, but not enough to have any real impact on your body. That's why this is so significant for all of you. All I can tell you is this, you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks on any diet you've ever been on, and you can keep it off. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Now, hopefully that would be something that you all could get behind, I would hope. So, well, lymphatic drainage is limited because your lymph is determined. One of the best things you can ever do for lymphatic drainage, by the way, is jump on one of those little rebounders because the lymphatic needs to be stimulated. There's no real contraction that works it. It's based on, that's why, for example, walking is one of the greatest things you can do actually to a natural form of detox, but not at this level. Like lymphatic drainage isn't going to do anything to remove herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon that are embedded inside your visceral fat. That's why you hear these things like a colon cleanse or a liver cleanse or a gallbladder cleanse. They're okay, but they only work on that specific organ. They're not pulling any poisons out of the fat cells. Like I mean, temporarily, I guess you could do a colon cleanse and maybe you lose weight, but you're going to gain it all back. The key to this is it's sustainable. It's a lifestyle. Like I said, I lost 40 pounds 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years, right? Yeah, Melissa, you need to go. You can't go to this fast enough. We have people with all kinds of, I mean, listen, Melissa, we have people with no thyroids. They've had their thyroids removed surgically or because they had cancer. and they're losing weight like crazy. We have people with no gallbladders. We have all kinds of autoimmune. Now, again, we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions. But don't be shocked if you improve. Well, number one, you're going to lose weight. But number two, just as a result of that, you're going to feel better and have more energy. Melissa, go to the website and look at the free medical proof that's there for all of you. Good, Lindrick. Wonderful. I won't promise you for sure you can get it today. Depends how busy the coaches are. But if you don't hear today, you'll hear no later than tomorrow. Okay, just so don't think we're not following up. We are. We got so many people who want to do that. Okay, hold on just a second. Thank you very much. Lindrick, good. Go there. Okay, so Melissa, do you see the website right there? I typed it at the bottom, the New Health Conference site. How do I get there? I'm not sure where, but let me respond to, Maria, what about red light therapy for rheumatoid arthritis? Not one shred of medical evidence, not one shred, not scintilla. Again, see, here's the problem with so many of these things. Unless they're a peer-reviewed human trial medical study, in the medical world, it means zero. It means zero. You got it? Because the thing is, if it worked, you'd want to have a peer-reviewed human trial study. Why? Because once you have a peer-reviewed human trial study, it's what's called irrefutable medical proof, meaning it's basically, there's no argument about it. Yes, it does work. Now, it may even work, okay? I'm not saying that. But you got to understand, in the medical world, that the zero, it's like myth. No. I mean, again, would you want to, okay, let me ask you another question, right? Good, Melissa. So that's where you want to go. If you go there, look at the medical proof, and then you scroll down, you get a free consultation and a free coach, and they'll show you the foods you can buy and how you do it. They have nothing to sell you. They will coach you for free, 100%. Got it? But I was going to help the red light there. Oh, Maria. Sorry, Maria. So my point is, Maria, that the thing that you have to be careful of is that there's so many things on the market where they're making all these claims, but they're called unsubstantiated, meaning they're not proven, all right? So I'm not saying red light therapy would hurt you, but there's no way that, based on what I know now as a researcher, basically, that I would say anything about it because of the fact that there's no real medical proof behind it. And anecdotal evidence, even though the people that are using it, they're telling you about all these great, things. You have to be able to measure, for example, what causes rheumatoid arthritis, or the pain you're substantiating, is inflammation. Maybe you're aware of that, right? So what inflammation does, it's your warning sign, the red light in your body telling you something's wrong. Well, they proved medically, that inflammation in this came down 25% in a month. And yes, people with rheumatoid arthritis and stuff like that reported significant reductions in their discomfort. I mean, significant, in just 30 days. See, that's real medical proof. And that's actually, I'm holding in my hand the 10 medical journals that this protocol is published in. Do you all understand what a big deal that is? Do you get it? Can anybody tell me, anybody on social media with one peer-reviewed human trial study? Anybody? Can anybody tell me? One person? I've never seen it. This is huge. This is going to change the world. Why wouldn't you take a look at this? There's nobody else that has this. It's not mine. I didn't do it. Why wouldn't you go there and look at this, an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world? He'll tell you they'll never recommend any form of traditional diet, exercise, nutrition program ever again. This is the answer they've been looking for 40 years. 40, 100 studies, thousands of people. They know what the heck they're doing. You could have a different life. The main reason to do this is not to lose weight. That is not the reason to do this. Oh, Lindrick, you're so kind. That's very kind of you. Yes, everybody, please tap on the screen. Let's get a lot more hearts going. Let's get a lot more likes, okay? Yes, Riri, the New Health Conversation is the website. It is a website. And you can see it right here. Do you see it up there at the top? Riri, do you see it up there in red, near the little red heart, the New Health Conversation? And then also right above her picture in blue, the New Health Conversation. Give me a yes if you see that. That's the website. Come on, everybody. Let's keep tapping on the screen. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, we're doing good. We hit 1,000. But we want to go way, way beyond that, everybody. Come on. Let's keep going. I've only been on for like an hour. I keep going until you stop asking me questions. I do like 4 of these podcasts a day. I try and do them like every couple hours, as long as my voice holds up. But who else would like to ask me a question? Thank you. Thank you, Lindrick, for doing that. Lots of people now. Tap on that screen. Tap on the screen. Let's get more and more likes for this medical proof and medical information. So let me ask you a question, Lindrick. Are you aware of anybody that you've seen on any social media with one shred of medical proof? Yes or no, Lindrick? Yes or no? And the reason I'm asking all of you that, because again, I keep saying we have looked across all these platforms, hundreds of people, medical doctors, and they're all telling you the same thing. At the end, if you boil it down, at the end of the day, no, she's saying no. Can any of you tell me anybody that you're following that has one shred of medical evidence other than an opinion? I don't see Lindrick and Maria and Melissa. I don't understand where people are desperate for a solution. Desperate, right? Right? Because I can tell on my podcast when people go and help me, I'm desperate. I've tried everything, nothing works. So here we're presenting. What are we presenting to all of you? We're presenting the first time in history this protocol is proven and published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Just that, I would think, would raise your curiosity. Just that, let alone the fact that this is not a diet. It's not about counting calories. No one is allowed to exercise. Do you know we have kids as young as 2 doing parts of this? We have a lady 91 years old. We have people with no thyroids. We have people with hypothyroidism, with goiter, and with Hashimoto's. Perimenopause, premenopause, you name it. And we're not curing anything. We're not treating, curing, diagnosing, and preventing any medical diseases. But it's really pretty simple. If you know about Hippocrates, he said 2,500 years ago, let food be your medicine. Maybe that's what we need to be doing here, folks, because that's what we are doing. And to the extent that I can talk about it, because we don't have to make claims. You see, when you're reading from a medical journal, it's already been established. It's what's called irrefutable medical proof. So what else did they find here? Listen to this. Listen to the things they found on this. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all came down dramatically in just 30 days. The diabetics on this saw their need for insulin go down by 50% in a month. Nobody was hungry, because you've got to understand, I need to teach you this part. Can anybody give me the medical definition of a calorie? Can anybody tell me what a calorie is? Maria, yeah. Well, I'm glad you agree with me, Maria. And Maria, please understand, I'm not trying to convince you, okay? Maria, I would hope, and be honest with me, do you feel like you're getting educated? Not convinced, and certainly not sold, because we have nothing to sell. We don't have any products. You're buying food. I know see, that's the point. It's like, what? This can't be possible. I need a drug. I need a shot. No, you don't. Guess what you need? Your own body. Your own body is the only thing capable of removing poisons from you. It happens every night to a lesser extent. When you go to sleep at night, as long as you don't eat too late, your body slows down digestion and begins a detox process every night called autophagy. It's when your body gets rid of the dead cells. But that's not powerful enough to pull these poisons out of inside your fat cells. Look at how much she shrank, everybody. I know people say, it's a different woman. It's the daughter of a friend of mine. You lose 60 pounds in 90 days, you're going to look a heck of a lot different also. And this is the least amount people typically are losing. Look at everybody. Look at her look at her face, her chest, arms. Look at how much she shrank. Now you can believe what you want to believe, and then you only cheat yourselves. Don't let your skepticism allow you to make a decision. At least go to the website and look at the medical proof. At least do that. Why wouldn't you? And we won't even contact you if you go there. Does everyone understand that? Yeah, Maria, there you go. The only med I take are herb. Yeah, good, Maria. Well, this is that times a million, okay? I mean, some of these ingredients, for example, Maria, literally come from the Himalayas in Tibet. And if you're watching, I'm fascinated by people climbing Mount Everest, and I see the normal people that think they're in shape, they're in oxygen. The Sherpas don't even have an oxygen mask on. They've been taking this one element or nutrient for hundreds of years. This is simply stuff you can't buy in your grocery store. And it's some of the nutrients are in these blue zones where a lot of people live to be 100 years old. No one's overweight and no one gets sick. It's not that complicated to figure it out. These researchers did 100 studies on humans over 40 years, thousands of people. They never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. And 2/3 have already gained more weight than they lost. And 20 of the weight people were losing, because they were measuring it, 25 to 40% was lean muscle mass. That's why you all end up with, you're unhappy about your loose skin. Not on this. Look at her. Good, Lindrick. I'm glad. I'm glad you do appreciate it. Let's take a look at, now this is really a lot in a short period of time, but so the norm is what you're looking at here, about 5 pounds a week. But would any of you, Hendrik or Maria or any of you, would you be unhappy with 5 pounds a week? Tell me on diets, if you wanted to lose even 20 pounds, how long would you give yourself? Be honest with me. The point is, I know you're struggling with the fact, is this real? Is it Memorex? No, none of you would probably, I'm dating myself. Probably a lot of you don't know what Memorex is or was, but that's not the point. The point is, have you got anything that even resembles this? Anybody, anything close? Tell me a diet that's doing what this is doing. It doesn't exist. Yeah, I'll be overjoyed. There you go. And keep tapping, everybody. We're at 20. Come on, you can just tap on your screen if you like the content. And let's all look at this. Here's a 65-year-old diabetic, everybody. 65 years old. Look at that. Forget the weight for a minute. I know it's astounding, but look at his A1C, his health, the sensors. This is what matters. It's about health. It's not about losing weight. Look, A1C from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days, unheard of. And triglycerides, he cut them almost in half, 242 to 124 in 30 days with no medication. Hello, hello, hello. Look at his stomach. That's the bloating from the chemicals. It's not a vanity thing. It's not body disfigure. It's not body image. Nothing. It's look at how much healthier he is on day 30. That's with no exercise. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. And then Andy, a younger guy, look at him. Sorry. Look at him, everybody. His A1C 7.9 to 6.2, LDL 120 to 59. And look at what he lost. Have anybody ever seen anything like this? As long as you don't think it's photoshopped, and if you do, you're on the wrong podcast anyway. And again, back to I always address the sensors. This is not a diet. This is a detox. And the results that they're seeing are a result of medically backed sensors. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. For all of you, it's safe and it's real. It's not made up. Who else? Again, I just asked somebody, are any of you on here today, are you aware of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence, a shred? Who would it be? And for the new people that are cruising by, yeah, she said 60 pounds in 90 days, no diet, just natural detox with food and nut products. Discover how you can safely drop pounds in weeks, yes, not months, and build 69% lean muscle mass with no exercise and keep it off forever. And it's backed and published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. We're not making anything up. We have the medical proof to back up everything you're looking at. Who else does? Who else are any of you following with one shred of medical evidence? I'm open to the idea. Tell me who it would be. Who is it? See, here's the problem. With all due respect, just because they have MD, PhD after their name, it doesn't mean, but if they don't have the medical proof behind it, it's just an opinion. It's an opinion. It's not a fact. Facts are based on human being studies that take a long time, that go through amazing scrutiny. Because their job is to disprove what you're claiming. That's why no drug of it's approved without what? A peer-reviewed human trial medical study. Yeah, Lindrick, I'd be overjoyed. And Lindrick, you understand where to go, right? And all of you, we've given you a free medical website And if you go there, we're not going to contact you. Why would we need to do that? The medical proof is there. But if you like what you see, you get to scroll down and you'll get a free consultation and free coaching the whole time. How expensive is the consultation? Zero. How much is the coaching? Zero. We all got coached. And what's happening here is that people who've had amazing results are volunteering. They said, look, we'd like to help somebody else. We got help. So our limitation is hopefully people are going to keep doing it, because as this thing grows, we need more and more people that can help us to explain to you what to do. This is not about here's a food list and go for it. No. No. The food is half of what this is. The other 50% is how you do it, when you do it, how much you do it, laid out. It's so significant. But let's talk about the fact that you don't think I'm just making things up. Let's look at the medical diets that you're all on. The new people coming on here, you're on some form of a diet, whether it's this new time-restricted eating where you don't eat for 16 hours and you fast for 8. I've got the medical proof over here that it's no different than just counting calories. It's just a gimmick, and I'll read to you from that in a moment. But let's look at Medicare. So Medicare is trying to bring healthcare costs down. By the way, this year we're going to spend $5.9 trillion on healthcare, 6 times the defense budget. And yet with that kind of money, 4 or 5 times the rest of the industrialized world per person, we're 20th in the world behind Cuba in healthcare. How's that working? Okay. Thank God we have these drugs, because we're the most overweight and underfed. Listen to what I just said. We're the most overweight and underfed society in the world. Now, what the hell do I mean by that? I mean, we have these mountains of food with less and less and less nutrition. Your body doesn't care about a calorie. Your body doesn't know what calories are. Your body's never counted a calorie. You've never been hungry for calories in your entire lifetime. The only thing you can be hungry for is nutrition. Why do you think it is that right now, Johns Hopkins Medical School, I have this study right here, I'll read to you from it. Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years, 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese. Why do you think that is? Because we're eating foods, even if they're organic, that the amount of nutrition has declined drastically. I got one study over here. Yeah, here it is. In the last 25 years, the nutritional values of fruits, vegetables has decreased by up to 50%. So the reason we're so hungry, not for more food, not for more calories, we're hungry for more nutrition. That's what these researchers did. They figured it out. And they figured it out by going to these blue zones where people live in, a lot of them live to be 100 years old, and no one's overweight, no one's sick. And they had 3 basic things they do. One, much smaller portion sizes, but the foods they eat are really high in nutrition. And number 3, they detox every few months. That's what this is based on. It's not a medicine. It's not a drug. There are no products. We have nothing to sell you. You would get a grocery list that you physically would take to your grocery store. However, only 30% of what you spent last month and or consumed would come from your grocery store, from a list of foods, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables that would represent large amounts of nutrition in small quantities. No calorie counting. There's no calorie counting in this. It's based on serving sizes with dense nutrition. The other 70% of the money you would have left, take your total food budget for the month, take 30%, give it to the grocery store. The other 70% to these other researchers, not us, who'd gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but really small amounts of food. And that's the secret to how you're able to detox, how you're able to have your own body remove poisons from your fat cells. If you're new coming on here, you're toxic, whether you know it or not. The medical evidence is overwhelming that we're storing poisons inside our visceral fat. That's the fat around your organs. And as the body injects these poisons into the fat cell to protect us, those fat cells expand. That's why you all complain about the bloating. You maybe call it other names. But the bloating is the medical term for the fat cell basically expanding as you're forcing, not you are, but your brain to protect you, protect us. We're talking about herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardants in our. Do you know they said every woman in North America, when they test their breast milk, there's detectable levels of flame retardant in their breast milk? What in the hell are we doing? This is what's happening. You can close your ears, eyes, pretend it's not happening. Who's this crazy mad scientist here? I mean, I just listen to this, everybody. Every one of you in the world, every person now suffers from this medical syndrome called TDOS. The T is for toxic chemicals. It deposited in our body because our food is lacking in enough nutrition to empower our own body to get rid of these poisons, causing you to be overweight and stressed. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. Every person in the world has TDOS syndrome, discovered by Peter Greenlaw. Who's that? Oh, that would be me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that every person in the world has. Maybe you want to listen to me. Maybe you think I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to impress you, but I want to press upon you. I've spent 23 years of my life as a nutritional researcher. I've written 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I appeared 20 times on PBS, interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America, and 1,500 live lectures around the world. I've spoken in front of over 500,000 people live. They even flew me to China. I was also a keynote at Autism One in Chicago, one of the largest autism conferences in the world, 2 years in a row. So I kind of know a little bit. But I'll be honest with you, it's not my research. We're bringing you that's why I'm called a lot of names, but one of them is the researcher of the researchers. That's an apt title. So I and my team, we go and get the research and make it aware. Like on this, we're making you aware of it. We all did it. I mean, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. These, like her, she's kept it off for 9 years. All the people I'm showing you, they've all been able to keep it off. That is the key. And the weight loss in this is the least important part because it's not a diet. Number one goal here is your health. And you improve your health by doing what? By being able to enable your body to assist in getting rid of these chemicals. You're not going to get rid of all of them in a month or 2 months. And the whole key to this then becomes maintenance, which is really simple. Maintenance, remember I said 30% of the food that you would consume comes from your grocery store that you spend money on. That leaves you 70% to buy these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. So maintenance on this, breakfast this morning was these world's most perfect foods, and I'll have lunch and dinner, 3 meals, and then once every couple of weeks I do another 48-hour detox. Now why does this detox work? Because here's why. Last night, when we all went to sleep, as long as we didn't eat too late, our body shuts down digestion and turns on a natural detox mechanism called autophagy when your body gets rid of the dead cells. It has to happen every night. You do not want dead cells lingering inside your body. They can do really bad things. But it's not powerful enough, and they've measured this, to remove these poisons from the fat cells. That's what these researchers proved. And the reason they proved it was doing it, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis to prove this is assisting the body. It's the body detoxing you. There's no products. There's no pills, lotions. No, you're doing it with food, but these foods are very specific. You're eating very specific amounts at very specific times, and our coaches teach you all that because we got taught that. This is not like, oh, here's a grocery list. No, it doesn't work like that. How you consume this, the amount and the timing is more important even than what you're going to be ingesting, if that makes sense. So, Titanic. No, you can still have sugar. And yeah, no bread. No bread. Titanic, don't try to think. Here's what I would say to you, Titanic, with all due respect. Don't think you can figure this out. Because it took the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world 40 years, 40, to figure this out in combination with other researchers who had gone to like these blue zones where you probably are familiar, these people living to be 100 years old and no one gets sick and no one's overweight. So it's not a simple fix like, oh, just eliminate. See, you're thinking, which I would have thought too before I became a researcher, in those terms. Let's eliminate carbohydrates, let's get rid of sugar, let's do. No, that's not that's a small part of this. And you learn all that. It's not a diet. Do you understand, Titanic? It's not a diet. It's a detox. And we all need to be detoxing. We all need, because every day, right now, we're breathing in the fumes from the coal-fired power plants in China from 2 weeks ago, the lithium, the mercury, the cadmium, whether you know it or not. Every breath you're taking, you're sucking in these chemicals. Now, they might be in tiny amounts, but over a period of, well, let me give you another example. Go look it up 2 weeks ago. 1 cup of Starbucks coffee, you're getting 25,000 microplastics in every cup of Starbucks coffee. And I like Starbucks coffee, but I'm going to start drinking it now. I'm going to bring my own porcelain cup. They're finding microplastics in our brain and in our coronary arteries. When they're doing coronary artery bypass surgery, they're finding plastic in our coronary arteries. What do you all think's going on? Why would you think that we're spending 4 times the industrialized world on healthcare, which we call sick care, and yet we're behind Cuba? We're 20th in the world in outcomes. It's not because we don't have the best drugs in the world. It's not because we don't have the best doctors in the world. It's not because we don't have the best, facilities. But what's wrong? We're the most, listen to me carefully, we're the most overfed, undernourished society on the planet. Yes, we have abundance. We have huge amounts of food available to us. But the thing that's happened as we've increased the yield, like in the 30s, an acre of corn, 1 acre produced about 30, 40 bushels of corn. Now we're up to 225 bushels. I don't blame the farmers. But what's the outcome? The outcome is, as they've increased yields through, they don't rotate the crops. Not everybody, of course, but a great majority. And look at the national dialogue now. Forget the political parts of it. Let's just look at the medical parts. They're now saying our food is nutritionally bankrupt. Well, wait a minute. This is a medical syndrome that every one of you suffer from, including me, everybody in the world, called TDOS. The T stands for the toxic chemicals we're storing inside of what's called our visceral fat. Our visceral fat is the fat around our organs. It's caused by the lack of nutrition, deficiency of nutrition in our food, causing us to be overweight and stress. And it's a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office. Everybody in the world has it. Discovered by Peter Greenlaw. Who's that? Oh, that's me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that everybody in the world has. I kind of know a little bit about this. No, I've been screaming about toxic chemicals for more than 20 years. And now, for a number of years, they all thought I was, well, people still think I'm crazy. It's okay, I don't mind. I rely only on the scientific proof. You all have to understand, right? You all have to understand. You have an incredible opportunity to hit the do-over button for the rest of your life. Or you can slide by this podcast and say, oh, that's not real, it's made up. No, it's not. This is the only thing you're going to find on all social media with real medical proof behind it. Now what I'd like to do, I know we have new people on here. Oh, Nikki. Can you see it? And by the way, on the website, there's no books to buy. I just want to let you know that. Can you see it, Nikki? Does that make sense? And I'm not selling books. I'm not. I mean, people, you can Google me and you'll see, but we're not doing that. We're educating you based on these medical stuff. You would have to Google it. Google my name and it'll come up. It's not here. This website is only about this detox, which I didn't invent. The new health, conversation. Okay, hold on. I'm posting it for you right there, the new health conversation. Now, some of you can help me out if you're like Lindrick or Titanic or anybody or Nikki now. Let me ask you a question. So I want you all to understand, you can see it up there, and I just put it in the chat. It's also up there next to the little red heart. That's our trademark, the new health conversation, which I think we sorely need, right? There's nothing to buy. It's a movement, right? So what I'd like to know, we want this podcast, the New Health Conversation, to be the biggest one in the world. What's more important than health to people? What would it be? What's more important? I don't know what it would be. But the point is that I'd love for any of you to tell me, what was it about this particular, let's call it, poster? Was it 60 pounds in 90 days, no diet? Was it the before and after? What got you to stop and watch and listen to this podcast versus all the other noise you have on social media? Can anybody put it in the chat? I'd love to know. And the reason I ask is because you're the audience, and we want to figure out what are the best words, what's the best we can do to get more people to just stop and listen to the only medical solution proven medically to lose weight and keep it off, and it's not even a weight loss program. And it's only based on food and a new way of eating. So I'd love to know. Food, not products, okay? Detox and nutrition. Thank you, Wanda. Wonderful. Who else? I mean, you got to understand, you're really helping me, right? Plus the fact I'm thrilled. We got 5,900 likes. Let's just keep tapping on the phone if you like this content. Okay, Linda, the picture made me curious. Great, great. And do you all understand, of the people that are on here now, that we have no products for sale. There's no product involved. It's based on food and a new way of eating. And I'm typing it in again in the bottom for all of you, the new health conference. Nutrition versus diet. Love it, Victor. Wonderful. Okay, so for any of you that I haven't done this for, and you can do it or you can not do it, but any of you that were nice enough to just comment, if you'll tell me, are you male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how quickly you can lose the weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Keep in mind, it's called protein pacing, and you can Google it. It's in Google. You'll find it's a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office. But the underlying, what they describe the process as R2M, which stands for race to maintenance. The whole key to this is to get you to your goal and show you how to stay there for the rest of your life. Do you know that all the medical studies now say the faster you can, if you can lose weight quickly and make sure you're not losing lean muscle mass, you have a 95% chance to keep it off for the rest of your life. Those aren't my figures. That's what this is all about. So 95% of these people, including her, they've been able to keep it off for almost, they're going on close to 10 years now. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what affords, that's what's in front of all. Oh, Jack. Okay, sorry, Victor, 5'7", 195. Okay, Victor, I'm going to take a stretch and assume you're a male. 195, 5'7". Okay, Victor, you want to be max, about 160. That's 35 pounds. Get ready for this, Victor. In the first 4 days, you'll lose at least 5 pounds. Thanksgiving, I see you at 175. And Christmas, no question, you'll be 160. It's not even, that isn't even a push. And let me show you why. I'm going to show you, now, I'm giving you half of what I really think can happen. You got it, Victor? But look at Ken over here, Victor. I want to show everybody Ken. 34 pounds in 29 days. I'm telling you about half of that, Victor. Now, is it possible you could lose 30 pounds in a month? Absolutely. But I'm not going to promise you that. But Victor, would you be unhappy by Christmas to be 160? Put it in the chat for me, okay? Now, let me come back to the beginning. Okay, so female Jacqueline, 5'5", 220. All right, Jacqueline, at 5'5", we want you max 130. That's 90 pounds. Get ready for this, Jacqueline. First 4 days, between 6 and 8 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, easy, probably 198 to 200. Christmas, you're going to be about you'd probably be 178 to 182, somewhere in that range. So let's go with 180 even, okay? We'll split the difference. 180, I want you to get down to, what did I say, 130, that's 50 more pounds. Easily by mid-February, you should be down to 130. You got it? Lindrick, 5'5", 189. You again, Kendrick, Lindrick. You should be at least 5 pounds in 4 days. 189. Okay, Thanksgiving, I see you at about 170. Christmas, you should be literally 150. And to get down to 130, easily in January, you'll be 130. That's just normal. That's without any exercise. That's not anything spectacular in this. I want you all to understand, I'm giving you conservative numbers. How excited would you be, any of you, about those numbers? Please comment for me. Okay, let me keep going here. So I did Victor. I did Jacqueline. I just did Lindrick. Okay, let's go to Wanda. 5'4", 253. Wanda, 5'4". Again, we'd like you to be no more than 130. That's 123 pounds. Wanda, you could lose 8 or 10 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, I'm going to see you at about 230. I'd say Christmas, you'd be between about 205 to 200. Let's go with 200. That means you got 200 down to 130, 70 more pounds. 70 more pounds easily by the first or second week in March. You will be 130. Tell me how excited you'd be about that, right? Okay, AVP female, 5'6", 210. 5'6". Okay, we'd want you to be about, let's go with 135. So that's going to be 65 and 10 is 75 pounds, okay? You're going to lose 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, you should be 188 to 190. Christmas, you're going to be darn close to 170. 170 down to 140, 30 pounds easily By the end of January, you'll be 140. AVP, give me a comment. What do you think about that? Victor. Yeah, I know, Victor. Isn't that amazing? And Victor, understand you're going to be healthy. You're not going to lose any lean muscle. You're going to gain 6 to 9% muscle. And the coaches will tell you you can work out if you want to. These people were not allowed to work out. Otherwise, you would have said, oh my God, it's unhealthy or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Okay, female 5, my wedding in May and want to be one. Okay, great. Oh, Abe, don't buy your dress yet. Abe, dude, or don't get it fitted yet. Okay, because here's you go. Okay, 5'6", 210. All right. You're going to lose 5 or 6 pounds in 4 days. You'll easily by Thanksgiving, this can blow your mind. You'll be 190 by Thanksgiving. Oh, Christmas, you'll be 170, but we want you to be 140. You'll get to 140. Okay, so if you're, let's see, so 190, 170, 30 more pounds. Oh, by the end of February, you'll be 140. Tell me how excited you be. Don't buy your dress. I'm telling you. Because you know what happens on this? In a minimum, in a week, you're going to do the whole dress size in a week. In a week. AVP, how excited would you be about that? Don't buy the dress yet. I couldn't be more serious. You are going to shrink. If you look at, not just her, but look at Julie. Look at that, AVP. Look at her. Look at how much she shrank. That's 37 days, 35 pounds. I'm not even giving it, this is big numbers, right? But I'm telling you about half of that, half of it. Don't fit that dress yet. No, because it'd be too big for you by your wedding. Oh my God, you're going to be, I mean, by that 1st of March, you're going to be like 140. Hello? Are you with me? Tell me how excited you'd be about that. I know your husband would be excited for you, right? Isn't that crazy? Oh, you all excite me so much. It's just so great to do what we do. So Ann at 5'4", 190. Okay, Ann, 5'4", 190. We want you to be 130, 60 pounds, 5 or 6 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, easily 170. Christmas, 152 maybe. 152, I want you down at about 130. So that's going to be 22 more pounds. Oh my gosh, easily. By the end of January, you'll be 130. Tell me, Ann, how much would that excite you? I'm so excited. How does this work? I'm not going to tell you. I'm kidding. Don't get mad at me. I mean, I'm telling you, it's so amazing. Because on a diet, you're not going to get there. I mean, you aren't. I mean, it ain't going to work. And this is not a diet. I promise, AVP, I'm going to explain it to you in just a moment. Share the live creator. Okay, so user 74, I'm 5'3", 220. Male or female? User 740. Can you tell me are you male or female? Because it does make a little bit of a difference, although women lose almost as much weight as men on this. Let me go back to the beginning. Oh, female. Okay, 5'3", 220. All right, at 5'3", we'd want you to be about 120. That's 100 pounds. It just turns out I didn't make that up. Now, I want all of you, AVP, Ann, and LaCreek, and user 740. We've helped 500,000 people in 23 years. We have 500,000 pieces of data. So when I'm giving you these numbers, it's based on, I mean, we have a pretty good understanding. So I'm not just making up something for your benefit. Do you understand that? User 740, do you understand that? I'm giving you based on what we've seen over 23 years, 500, it's really more than 500,000, but let's just 500,000, 500,000, you can get the picture. All right, so in your case, you should lose 5 or 6 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, 200. Christmas, you'll probably be 182, somewhere in that range. And I wanted you to get down to 130, so 182, 52 pounds. Easily by the 1st of March, you'll be 130, user 740. Did you hear what I just said? How much would that excite you? Give me a comment. Overqualified, 5'11", 225. Again, for some reason, look, you don't have to believe me, AVP. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. That if you go to the website, you'll see the journals. It's not, it's not a matter of believing me. It's published in the public domain in the biggest medical journals in the world. How about that? Would that excite you? It's safe. It's real. You're not an experiment. Okay, so overqualified, male or female? Male. Okay, sorry, 5'11", 225. Okay, so 5'11", you should be no more than about 180. That's going to be 45 pounds. You're going to lose 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, I see you at about 200 pounds. By Thanksgiving, I'm saying 200. By Christmas, 180, and easily by January you'll be 160. That's with no exercise. And I'm giving you low numbers, okay? So just so you understand overqualified, let me show you why, okay? So if you look at this gentleman here is 65 years old. Look what he lost in a month with no exercise, 40 pounds. Now I'm giving you half of that. Do you understand? I'm not even, do I think that's possible? Yes, but I'm not going to tell you that because I'd rather underpromise and overperform. Are you going to be mad at me, overqualified, if you lose, if you're there in 6 weeks at your goal? Because it's possible. We see it all the time. No, Wendy, it's the daughter of a friend of mine. I get that all the time. It's so silly. I mean, I think you could say that, but it's the daughter of a friend of mine. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. And it's not two different women, so, sorry. Just, I mean, it's silly. So I guess we would have had to also Photoshop this, everybody. Let me get Kristen. Look at her stomach on day 1, look at her stomach on day 30. I guess we'd have to Photoshop that as well. And that's with no exercise. And this is the only program in the world backed in 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. We don't have to make up things. We don't have to fake pictures. People say that all the time. It's silly, right? So let's come back. I got some more people that want to know. Okay, so tell us how and why. William, nope, haha. Show me how, please. You can tell that's the same girl. Great, Nikki. Just checked out the website. How much does it cost? AVP. Take your total food budget for last month. That's about what you're going to spend. Maybe another $25 a week. And I didn't explain it to you yet. So let me explain AVP, what you'd be doing. There are no products, AVP, none. And you saw when you went to the website, there's nothing to buy. Confirm that to everybody. There's nothing on that website to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof for all of you to go see for free, okay? Yeah, Nikki, I have a stomach. I have this stomach like that I can't get rid of. Okay, so let's take a pause, everybody. Now listen, promise me one thing. Before you give me an opinion, before you shoot anything down, let me explain medically what's going on, okay? Is that fair? Also, keep in mind, the website is, you can see it right above her head there. See in red, the little heart, Dakisha, the New Health Conversation. That's where you can go. And it's also right above the picture in blue, the New Health Conversation. Give me a yes if you can read that. Okay, now let's go through this, everybody. Again, please promise I'll try and do it in 5 minutes or less, but I need to give you the science. Nothing is my opinion. There's nothing on our website. There's nothing on our website. Correct, AVP. You got it. So Dakisha, you saw it. Okay. All right, everybody, hold on. So who invented it? Let's start with that. It was invented by the top weight loss, nutrition, physiologists in the world. They're rated the #1 experts who had done 100 studies on human beings over 40 years and were paid to analyze diets for 40 years. They finally came to the conclusion that they had never found a diet where people were able to lose weight, keep it off, and 2/3 of every person gained more weight than they lost. And here's a fact that'll shock you. Of the weight they measured on any diet over 40 years, 25 to 40% of the actual pounds turned out to be lean muscle mass. Not a gram of fat was lost. And here's why. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and your fat cells over your lifetime expand or contract. There's no such thing as a diet to burn fat. And if you're going to the gym and sweating and thinking you're losing fat, it's not true. It's just not true, okay? So the researchers said, we got to do something different. And the first thing, and here's another question for all of you. Can anybody give me the medical definition of a calorie? Now, there's a reason I'm asking you that. Because let's face it, all diets are some form of calories in, calories out. Total rubbish, total nonsense. Here's why. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. You've never been hungry in your life for a calorie. What you're hungry for, there's 3 things that keep you alive. Air, water, and not calories, nutrition. And here's why your diets fail, and then you're going to understand why this is not a diet and it doesn't work like that. So follow me once. When you go on a diet, what are you actually doing? You're lowering the amount of food you're consuming. Hopefully give me some yeses that this makes sense. But what they never have told you is when you lower the amount of food, you're also lowering the amount of nutrition. When the brain figures out there's not enough nutrition, which is keeping you alive because it's the fuel for your heart, your kidney, your lungs, etc., the brain goes into panic starvation mode and thinks you're starving to death because from a nutritional standpoint you are. And what does it do to compensate? It turns to your muscles for fuel. Totally unhealthy, totally. And by losing lean muscle mass, now again, you lose weight initially, and then it slows down to a trickle, then you plateau, and then you start to gain it all back because as you lose lean muscle, your body slows down your metabolism. You have no control over it. But more importantly, this is the worst thing it's doing. It's actually also impeding your own immune system, so you're making yourself unhealthy by being in these stupid diets, counting calories. Now are you getting the picture? So the other part was this. We now know unequivocally we're all toxic. We're storing poisons inside our visceral fat, herbicides, pesticides, Scotchgard, Teflon. And as it enters the body, the brain, to protect us, takes that chemical and stuffs it inside the fat cell. That's why you're expanding. Bloating, you call it. It's nothing to do with body dysphoria. It has nothing to do with body image. This has nothing to do with anything like that. It's about your health. And again, every one of you are suffering from this new medical syndrome called TDOS. T is for the toxic chemicals we're storing in our body caused by the lack of enough nutrition to empower our own body to detox us, overweight and stress. Discovered by Peter Greenlaw. Who's that? Oh, that would be me. I discovered a medical syndrome that every person in the world has. Maybe you want to listen to me, or maybe you don't. So what did the researchers do? They abandoned calorie counting, and they said, we got to do something different. There's got to be some place in the world where people aren't overweight. Well, they found it in these blue zones. You've probably heard of it, where a lot of people live to be 100 years old. No one's overweight, and they hardly ever get sick. And there were 3 things that they were doing that they incorporated into what you're going to learn in a minute. First, much smaller serving sizes of food, but high levels of nutrition. And then they detoxed every couple months. That's the basis of this. It's a detox. It's not a diet. There's no calorie counting. They don't want you to go anywhere near calorie counting. So the researchers did this for you. And if you go to our website, number 1, free consultation and free coaching. And the coaches are going to give you a grocery list developed by the researchers. You take to your grocery store, what's on it? Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving sizes, like in the blue zones, not calories. You got it so far? And take your total food budget. You're only going to need to spend 30% of what you spent last month because you're going to have much smaller amounts of food. Now, don't panic thinking you're going to be hungry. Get out of your mind that it has anything to do with how much food is on your plate. If you've ever been to Europe, first time I went, they saw me the entree. It was like that big around. I think I'm going to need 3 dinners. I was shocked that I was full because I had enough nutrition, not because I had enough bulk food or calories. You got it? So the researchers, 30% of what you would spend and get, you buy at your grocery store. Again, AV, to talk about the cost. The other 70% doesn't come from any grocery store in the world. Here's what makes it different. Here's why no diet can compete with this. These other researchers had physically gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, and really small amounts of food was the key to being able to detox. So now they have the foods, right? I'm talking about the researchers. Then they developed a new way of eating called protein pacing. Protein pacing. You all can look it up. Google it. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, right? So for the censors, it's completely safe. And it's published in the biggest medical journals in the world. And they got a registered trademark. Now, 5 days a week, you'd eat 4 times a day. What? Yeah, 4 times a day. You start with these exotic foods around the world that the researchers have called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. Remember, that's the only thing your body cares about. Now, why are they saying that? Because unless you're on a prescription for iron or calcium, you need no other supplements. These foods contain 400 different nutrients. You're flooding your body with huge amounts of nutrition in really small amounts of food. Got it? Okay, so that's 5 days a week. You start with the world's most perfect meal. You have lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner. Remember, the coaches are going to go over all this with you, okay? And then I'll show you even something else, but let me finish. So 5 days a week, you're having 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. Again, don't panic. You're only consuming these world's most perfect meals, but this time you would eat 8 times a day. You're going to eat every hour and a half for 2 hours. Do you know that the diabetics on this, nobody had an insulin spike? Do you know people weighed 400 pounds? We're not hungry. Again, you can't be hungry for calories. If I teach you nothing else, if you get mad at me or call me names, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the science. Your body can't count a calorie. Doesn't know what a calorie is today, tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow afternoon. It's not counting calories. You are. Why? Because you were told to. So the key becomes that on a detox day, the 48 hours where you're consuming really small amounts of food with large amounts of nutrition, your body detoxes. Now, how do we know that? How did they know that? Because the researchers did the most extensive medical research that's ever been done in history. And how they proved it was a detox, they measured blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved this was assisting the body in removing these chemicals from the body. And that's why she shrank. And that's why people come on and think it's a different woman. No, it's just the bloating that you experience because your fat cell expands to hose the poison. Think of a balloon with the air. So this basically comes in and pulls the air, the chemicals out of the fat cells, and those fat cells shrink in its place. She gains 6 to 9% lean muscle. That's why she doesn't have any loose skin. Because muscle supports you. On all these diets where you're losing 40% of your weight is lean muscle, no wonder you have all the loose skin. That's why. No amount of sit-ups or crunches. You don't lose fat. You can get it with liposuction or with surgery. That's it. No diet or exercise. You can walk 25,000 steps a day. You're losing no fat. It's sad. That's what we've been told, right? Now, what else did they find other than the detox? Hunger in people went down 60% in a month. The diabetics on this, their need for insulin dropped by 50% in 30 days. And here was a big one for all of us. Inflammation, which plagues all of us, went down 25% in 30 days. No one's ever seen anything like this before. And then maintenance. How simple is maintenance? Breakfast, the world's most perfect meal. That's what I had this morning. I'm going to have lunch here in a little while and I have dinner tonight. And then every 2 months, I do another 48-hour detox. That's it. Now, here's what I'm going to show you. The researchers who created this is what they gave their patients. It's called the Blueprint for Success. You each would get this, going through it. Your coach will give it to you. And each one of these yellows are daily videos from the researchers explaining to you it's safe and this is why you're doing what. And the researchers, have no products. They don't have a company. They don't sell anything. They're scientists. We don't sell you anything. But we all got coached. I got coached. And thank goodness, a lot of people are having such amazing results. They're coming to us and saying, look, I'd like to help somebody else. Every one of you will get a coach for free. The coaching's free. The consultation's free. How much is the coaching? $0. How much is the consult? I have people put it in the chat and they go, how much is the coaching? $0. How much is it? What products? There's no products. You should be spending your total food outlay for this, and you're buying food. Is going to be about what you spent last month, maybe another $25 a week. It's very, very affordable. You just got to get over the concept. You're going to be having less food by volume, but much more nutrition. And that's the only reason it works. Does this make sense? Do all of you understand? Stephanie, were you listening at all, Stephanie? That's the daughter of a friend of mine. 2 different women. Stephanie, let me explain to you. If you really believe that, if you think we're lying when we have 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies, I've been a nutrition researcher for 23 years. I've been interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America. If you think that this is not legitimate, you can go somewhere else and go on keto or paleo or Mediterranean and lose weight and gain it all back and let the poisons accumulate in your body. I take real offense when people bring that up. That is the daughter of a friend of mine, and she lost 60 pounds in 90 days, and she's kept it off for 9 years. So you can believe whatever you want to believe. Why would I have a different woman? Because I don't have to make up anything. You cannot, again, let me show you something else. This is the cover of Women's World magazine, the #1 women's magazine in the world. The 2 women on the cover, I coached. The daughter is a nurse. She's 57 years old, lost 59 pounds in 3 months. The mom, who's 81, lost 110 pounds in a year. They both kept it off for 3 years. I don't have to make up anything. So I take real offense when someone says something like that. You're entitled to your opinion, but it has no bearing on the reality of what we have here. What we have here is going to change the world. It's making every diet obsolete. And if you think I'll tell you, I'll challenge you. Show me any diet you're following with 1 shred of medical evidence, with a peer-reviewed human trial study. I'm holding in my hand 10 of them. This protocol is backed by 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's safe and it's real, and it's making every single diet obsolete. And it's not a diet, it's about detoxification. So anyway, I'm sorry that you feel that way because, again, you're cheating yourself of an opportunity to hit the reset button for the rest of your life. No diet is going to touch what I just explained. It's never been shown. There's no diet that's ever shown removing a gram of toxin from the body. No diet has ever reduced inflammation in the human body. This is not about weight loss. This is about maximizing your health potential. So if you think it's a cool idea to just let yourself accumulate poisons inside your fat cells, go for it. It's not going to change my life, that's for sure. So anyway, okay, Jacqueline, where do we get? Okay, here, Terra Bar, all of you, go to this website. Sorry, the new health conversation. I'll get some other people to comment. I'll try not to lose my cool. But does anybody think that we switched women? You just heard me explain the medical background behind this. Do you really think I need to do photoshopping pictures and change women? You think that I need, is this a different man here? Is this a different guy? 40 pounds in a month. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. We're changing lives. We've helped 500,000 people in 23 years. Do you think we need to Photoshop stuff? Do you really think we need to do that? Do you think, for example, that another young man, 45 pounds in 30 days, and his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, or it's just, or here's a simple one, okay? This one, she had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds in a month. How many of you, men or women, would be out of your mind if you could lose 21 pounds in a month? You're excited with a pound a week. So hang on to those antiquated ideas. It's not up to me. You have a chance to hit the do-over button for the rest of your lives. You get a free consultation and you get free coaching, and all you're buying is food. There are no products, and you buy nothing from us. What would be in it for us to lie? What would be in it for us to try and trick you? We don't have to do that. Does that make sense? Good, Dakesha. You just scroll down if you like what you see, and you get a free coach. That's what you could all do. So again, I'd love any of you. Good, Jacqueline. So you know where to go, right, Jacqueline? Right here, the new. Sorry, everybody. Look, we're in this for all of you, all right? And when people make accusations like that, remember, I've spent 23 years of my life. Do you really think you get on PBS 20 different times if you're some kind of a charlatan? Because that's the implication. It's a different woman. That implies somehow that I'm dishonest. But the difference is when you have peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, it's what's called irrefutable medical proof. I can't edit it, I can't change it, and it's in the public domain. You all can go see it. As a matter of fact, most of the studies are actually on the website. So Nikish, if you're there, you can actually see the medical studies. Nobody else in the world has this information. No, and I didn't do it. It's not my study. And again, what are we doing? We're helping all of you. Yeah, Jacqueline, you gained it all back. Wanda, no, thank you very much for being here. So, good, Takesha. And you understand you can scroll down and get a free coach. Did you understand that, Takesha? And the coaching's free, and they'll show you what, and your only thing you're buying any of this on is food and learning a new way of eating. Does that sound great? Who else would like to ask me a question? Now, again, what I'd like to do, if some of you want to do this, let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. Yes, right. Wonderful, Carla. There's a tear bearer. There's no product. You just heard me walk through the whole thing. Oh, AVP saying that. Right. Thank you for all the information of work. Have a great day, everyone. Right, Lindrick. What do you have? Okay, that was you, Stephanie. Two different pictures. Sorry, Stephanie. Good luck. No, Stephanie, goodbye. Stephanie, you're just absurd. You're just totally absurd. Just, it's so absurd. I can't even believe it. A different race. You didn't even listen to what I said. That's the problem with opinionated, with no information at all. It's just, it's funny. So anyway, you either, listen, Somehow we've helped 500,000 people. Somehow I appeared 20 times on PBS. Somehow I was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, the largest autism conference in the world. So her accusing me of a different race, this is silliness. Bye. She's now blocked. Go to the beach. Go have a sandwich. Go do whatever you want to do. So who else would like to ask me a question? Or even better than that, thank you for all the hearts. We're at 7,900. Come on, let's get some more taps. So again, can I ask some of you a question for me? Whether it's Jacqueline or Wanda or any of you, or Bless Canyon. No, it's Bless Canyon. It's not at the New Health Conversation. Let me post it for you. It's just the New Health Conversation. If you go to you're going to go to my website. There's no medical proof there, and there are no coaches. The coaches are you can see it right there at the very bottom, the New Health Conversation. So make sure, Bless Carolyn, don't do at the New Health. You can do it if you want, but where the medical proof is at the New Health Conversation. That's where it is. So here's what I would say to all of you. We've still got some more time. I'm going to go about another 30 minutes or so. If you'd like to tell me, if you're male or female, how tall you are and what your current weight is, I'll tell you how rapidly. Now remember, we've had the experience up to 23 years, 500,000 people. So we have the data on 500,000 results. Men, women, how tall they are, their current weight, and I'm going to give you the low numbers. I'm going to give you the low numbers. And people that come on, like whoever that person was, accusing me of it's a different race and a different woman. I mean, it's silly because they're great. They're going to accumulate poisons in their body. They have no way to get the poisons out of their body. I feel sorry for them. It's just, they let their opinions overwhelm science and reality. But anyway, that's good, Jacqueline. I'm going there now. And Jacqueline, be very clear when you go there, there's nothing to buy. And the only way we'll contact you, Jacqueline, is if you scroll down and you get a free consultation and a free coach. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Jacqueline? I want to make sure you understand. If you go there, we're not going to contact you. We don't need to do that. All the medical proof is there. All the medical proof is there. So again, if you'd like to have me do a quick evaluation for you, if you tell me, male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, and and I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight. And I'm going to probably give you half of what's possible. Okay. Let me show you. Okay, so Dikesh, I'm a diabetic, lost 20 pounds when I'm at the plateau. Okay. Well, here's the diabetic for you. He's asking me about diabetics. Let me show you Curtis. Okay, look, Dikesh, look at his A1C. It went from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days, and he lost 40 pounds. Now are you interested, Dikesh? Do you understand it's not for all of you? Look at that. That's 10 pounds a week. That's a 65-year-old man. And again, look at his stomach. Again, you can think it's photoshopped if you want. That's sad that you think that. That's the society that we live in today, I guess. And this is the only thing we have to go on here is medical proof. Medical proof. So what I'd like to ask all of you is two things for the people who are on here. Can you find scroll down to the bottom to see the coaching. That's right, yes. When you go to the website, Jacqueline, when you go to the website, scroll all the way down, it'll say free consultation. Something else I should tell all of you, including Jacqueline and Nikesh and whoever. When you go to the website, once you see the medical proof, we won't contact you. But if you like what you see, scroll down, it'll say 100% money back guarantee. Let me clarify. Only 30% of the dollars you're going to spend, you spend at your grocery store. That leaves you the 70% of your money, or maybe a little bit more, to buy these exotic foods around the world. So that 70% of what you're spending, those researchers will give you 100% of your money back if this doesn't work. So that's why when somebody comes on and wants to mess things up, they don't have a clue about this. This is helping so many people, it's crazy. But imagine that. So I just want you to understand, Jacqueline or anybody, if you go there, so we're not trying to be confusing, but 30% of what you spend, your grocery store isn't going to give you a refund. But the other 70%, if it doesn't work, you get all your money back. So again, for all of you, what's your risk? Your risk is you're letting your skepticism prevent you from hitting your do-over button for the rest of your life and being able to maintain. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. And it's so easy to maintain. Good, Jacqueline, and everybody else. Now, what I'd like to also ask anybody is let me go back to the very beginning, if you'll all comment, or some of you will comment on this. What was it about this particular page, the picture, the words, what got you to stop and listen to this podcast and find out about this? What got your curiosity? If you can, some of you can put it in the chat. And why am I asking you? Because the New Health Conversation is not a company or a product, it's a movement. Yes, I started it 23 years ago with one person. That would be me. And that's grown now to we've had it's actually well over 500,000 people that we've helped go through this. They've all gotten coached, 500,000. So you're not an experiment. But I'm just curious, we want to attract as many people as we can. And so this matters. Like, what got you to stop scrolling to listen to this podcast? If anybody would like to tell me. Oh, Tear Bear, that's very nice of you. Good. Well, I am sincere and hopefully unbelievable, despite the fact that I have, let's be nice, critics, okay? But does it make sense to you, Tear Bear, honestly? If this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, and not to impress you, but impress upon you, do you really think I'd get invited to speak at Autism One, the biggest autism conference in the world, 2 years in a row, with parents that are desperate to try and help their children? We're not curing autism, by the way, but even to help them somewhat, because I don't know if you know this or not, but every autistic child has severe gut issues, and that's really why I came in to talk to parents about, eating patterns and things that they could do, right? The other thing that I want to share with all of you, including you, I saw you a few times on my FY. Now I'm curious. Good, Tiff Tiff. So Tear Bear or Tiff Tiff. Now again, the woman's accusing me of it's two different women and a different race. Okay. Now again, this book goes only to medical doctors. It just came out about 5 months ago called Current Trends in Community Health Models. This goes to every doctor in North America. They picked me to write the chapter on weight loss and health. Do you really think they'd do that if I was a charlatan or I was making things up? That's why I get so upset, because then what it does, it takes away the credibility that you all need in order to want to do this. Do you want to change your lives, yes or no? Are you settling for a less than lifestyle because you don't know what else to do? Here's something I'll say to all of you, and don't get mad at me, but honest to gosh, with all sincerity, here's what I would say, that you all have no idea how bad you actually feel right now because you don't understand how good you could feel, like her. Do you understand? Look at the transformation. Think her life is different? But it's not just her. Even if you look at Kristen here, this is like the least amount people are losing. She had 30 pounds to lose, and yet she lost 21 pounds. That's in a month. Do the math. That's 5 pounds a week. Please comment, Tiff Tiff, or any of you, how excited would you be to lose 5 pounds a week and keep it off for the rest of your life? And look at her stomach on the bloating on day 1, look at day 30. That's with no exercise. Most women on this lose a whole dress size in 7 days. Did you hear what I just said, ladies? You lose a whole dress size in a week. I always joke with women and say, you know what the most expensive part of this? And they go, what? It's a new wardrobe you're going to, I'm not kidding you. You're going to shrink. As a matter of fact, let me show you. Julie is a great example of that. Look at that, everybody. 35 pounds in 37 days, no loose skin. Look at that. That's not body dysphoria or body image. It's the medical change in her body by detoxification. What do you think about that, Tiff Tiff? Yeah, she's going to look different. She lost 60 pounds, so Tear Bear or Tiff Tiff. Tell me, Tiff Tiff, what do you think about that? And I have no idea. If you want to tell me, you don't have to. But I do it I've been doing it all morning here. I just ask people, so obviously, Tiff Tiff, you're female. How tall are you in your current weight? And I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. If you've been following me for a couple months, my God, you could be a whole different person. Like she is. Look at in 3 months, 60 pounds. Is she a different person than she was on day 1? I would say yes. What would you all say? You don't have to be a scientist to figure out if that's real, which it is. Right, Tiff. Tear Bear, do you agree? I mean, it's just, I guess here's what I would have to say to all of you. What would be in it for me to lie to you? Since we don't sell you anything, we offer you a free medical website with all the medical proof, and we coach you for free. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because you're buying food. You don't buy anything from us. We don't have any products to sell you. You're buying directly from the suppliers. your grocery store and these researchers that went all over the world. I'm very interested. I'm driving now, so I'm going to have to go to the link. Good, Tear Bear. Wonderful. So Tiff Tiff, again, or Tear Bear, if you want to tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you, even though you're driving, you can listen. I'll tell you, it'll blow your mind at how much you can lose just by Thanksgiving and then Christmas. And I mean, it's just crazy. So Tiff Tiff, would you like me to do that? You don't have to, but if you want to know, I'll tell you, and I will give you the low numbers. I'm not going to give you like the maximum numbers because it would scare you away. It's so dramatic, some of these weight loss. But remember, Tiff Tiff, they're keeping it off for the rest. She's kept it off for 9 years. 9 years. Okay, Melody, 5'2", 170. All right, Melody, 5'2", 170. We'd want you to be at 5'2", maximum about 115. That means you're going to lose 55 pounds. So 55, you're going to lose 5 pounds in 4 days, Melody. I would see you at Thanksgiving at about 155. By Christmas, easily, you're going to be like 136, 137. And to get down to 110, let's say 25 more pounds, easy. By mid-February, you should be down to like 115. Tell me how excited you'd be about that, Melody. And that's with Tiff Tiff. 5'9", Wow, you're tall, Tiff Tiff. Okay, Tiff Tiff, get ready. First 4 days, you're going to lose about 8 or 9. You're going to lose about 8 pounds in 4 days. For you, Thanksgiving, you're going to probably be between 250 and 255. By Christmas, you're going to be probably 230. So from 230 down to 140 is 230 is 90 pounds. Okay, so January, February, March. Okay, easily by April, Tiff Tiff. By April, you should be 140 or sooner. Tell me how excited you'd be about that, Tiff. And Tiff, you can go to the website. Here it is, right here, the new health conversation. Go look at the medical proof, Tiff Tiff. We won't contact you, Tiff Tiff, if you go there. The only way we can contact you is if you contact us. You scroll down, you get a free consult, and you get a free coach, and they'll explain everything to you. But comment, Tiff Tiff, or Melody, how excited would you be about those numbers, ladies? How excited? Okay, Tear Bear, 5'5", 200, shame. No, don't start with that. No, there's no shame here. This is not a diet. There's nothing you've done wrong. You just had the wrong approaches, okay? So let me turn your life around here, Tear Bear. 5'5", 200. Okay, you're going to lose 5 or 6 pounds in 4 days. Let me see. Okay, so you're 5'5", 2. Okay, at 5'5", I'd want you to be about maximum 125. So at 125, that's 75 pounds. You're going to lose. Okay, by Thanksgiving, you're going to be like 180. By Christmas, you'll probably be about 165. So 165 down to 120 is 45 pounds. Again, for you, Tear Bear, there's no reason at all you won't be 120 by the end of February. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. Give me some comments, everybody. It's my fuel that gets me excited to help all of you. Tell me, would this startle you? But we see it all the time. I'm not giving you outrageous numbers, which you could do as well. Because if you look at it, I'm telling you pretty much the average. This is average. Her numbers are average. They're not extraordinary. But would you be unhappy with those numbers, Tear Bear or Tiff Tiff or Melody or any of you? Would you be? Tear Bear, I'm 51 going through menopause. I've gained 30. Oh, terrific for menopause and perimenopause. And we have got people with PCOS. And we're not curing, treating, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions, but you're going to feel better, okay? Number one, you're going to be able to lose weight that apparently you're having trouble losing weight, right? So Wanda, looking forward to the free consultation. Time to go to bed. You're in Melbourne. It's available, by the way, Wanda. And Wanda, if you filled out the form, you got to make sure you put in your WhatsApp phone number. Otherwise, we won't be able to get a hold of you. So if you filled it out, fill it out again and just make a note. Here's my WhatsApp phone number. We need that, okay, Wanda? Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed and think we didn't care about you. Okay, so make sure you redo it and put in your WhatsApp phone number, okay? I'll take that, Melody said. How, Letha? I would be ecstatic. Good, Tear Bear. Letha Bachard. I'm 5'7", 230. Okay. Letha, were you asking me? Yeah, okay, let me tell you what you're going to weigh, Letha. So 5'7", 230. Okay, Letha, first of all, in the first 4 days, you should be 6 to 8 pounds. Thanksgiving, you're going to be probably 205 to 210. Christmas, you're probably going to be around 185. So 185 to get you down to 140 is 45 pounds. Letha, easily by second and third week in February, you'll be 140. That's nothing special, Letha. Well, I mean, for you, I'm sure you'd be, tell me, how excited would you be if by mid-February you can be 140? Tell me, how excited would you be? Good morning, Lizzie. Good morning. 5'7" and 18. I don't know what 18 means. Good morning. 5'7" and 18. I'm sure you missed a digit. Maybe it's 180, 185. Please tell me, Lizzie, so I can answer. Okay, Wanda, you're going to put your, okay. I do taxi service. I'm picking people up now, so I can't be on my phone. See you soon. Okay, Tear Bear, have a good one. But anyway, Lizzie, I need, 185. Okay, Lizzie. So Lizzie, you are, again, you're tall. We'd shoot for max 140. That's going to be 45 pounds. Oh, Lizzie, you're making my job easy. You're going to lose 5 or 6 pounds in 4 days. By Christmas, you're going to be by Christmas, you'll be 140 or 145 at the most by Christmas. I don't even want to go through the numbers because you're going to be like 165 at Thanksgiving or less, and easily 145 to 140 by Christmas. Tell me, Lizzie, how excited would you be about that? How excited? Big smile. And Lizzie, just to let you know, and all of you, here's the free website to go to. And again, I want to emphasize to all of you, if you go there, we will not contact you. Conversation. Hold on, everybody. Do you see it there, the new health con? I just spelled it right. Lizzie, give me a yes if you see that in white, the new health conversation. When you go there, Lizzie, the only thing on that website is the medical proof. We've had person after person come on and say, no, there's nothing to buy on that site. If you like what you see, though, you get to scroll down and get a free consultation, and you get a free coach with the coach who's going to do your consultation. No charge. The only thing you're buying, Lizzie, is food. There are no products. And 30% of what you're going to buy, if maybe you heard my explanation, you're going to buy at your grocery store a list developed by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. You're going to get proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, vegetables, and even salads and salad dressings, but they're going to give you serving sizes, not calorie counting. Does that make sense to everybody? Dikesh, I know you said hi. Dikesh, I'm female, 5'1", 159. Oh, Dikesh, I'm sorry. Hold on, everybody. I got somebody over here I need to help. 5'1", 159. Okay, Dikesha, we'd want you to be no more than 110. That's 49 pounds. You're going to lose about 5 pounds in 4 days. By Thanksgiving, you should be about 182. By Christmas, I would see you at about 162. So 162 down to say 110. That's you're talking about 52 pounds. For you, Dikesha, to get you down to say where I think just be at like 110. By mid-March, you should be 110, Dikesha. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. Put it in the chat. Lizzie, yes, you see, you get it. You understand where to go. But Lizzie, how excited would you be? And Lizzie, can you do me a favor? 2 questions, Lizzie. The first one is, are you aware of anybody else on all of social media with one shred? Yes, Dikesha. Dikesha, you know the website to go to, correct? You know where to go? Just tell me, because it's right above her head there in the little red heart to the right, the New Health Conversation. That's the website. But anyway, Lizzie, 2 questions. 1, are you aware of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence? That's number 1, including MDs and PhDs and chiropractors and all these people coming on yakking without one shred of medical evidence. Number 2, what was it about that particular, let's call it a poster for lack of a better term, but was it the before and after? And the reason I'm asking you, the New Health Conversation, Lizzie, is a movement. It's not a company. I started it 23 years ago with one person, and we've now impacted over 500,000 people in 23 years. But we want to blow this thing up. We want to make it the biggest thing on all the internet. So I always ask people, I'm just curious, what was it? Because we're trying to figure out, are we close to having the magic words or the before and after? What was it that got you to stop? With all the choices you have on social media, what got you to stop? Can you put it in the chat for me just to help me out? Because you're our audience. You're the people that we want to say, look, stop your busy schedule. Listen to something that could change the rest of your life. Riri D and Crystal and Heidi and Tiff Tiff. Take your total food budget. You got it, Tiff Tiff? For whatever you spent last month, take 30% of those dollars. That's all you're going to spend at the grocery store. All right? Leaves you 70% of the money you didn't spend to the grocery store. That 70%, pretty much will pay for those exotic foods around the world, or maybe you're going to spend another $25 a week over it. It's very affordable. So take your total food budget last month, take 30% of those dollars, boom, at the grocery store. You're going to get a grocery list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. And then the other exotic foods, which is the key to this, that the 70%, if it doesn't quite pay for it, it will. So it's very, very affordable. Remember, all of you, you're buying food. There's no products. So it's not like you're buying food and then you're buying a product. No, it doesn't work like that. Does that make sense to you, Tiff Tiff? Michael Robinson, okay, let me explain it to you again, Michael. So it's not my program, Michael. We didn't create it, okay? But Michael, let me explain it to you. Take whatever your total food budget was last month. I'm telling you what people tell me. If you took 30% of those dollars, that's you're going to buy from your grocery store, and you're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts, you're going to get serving sizes. That leaves you 70% of your money that you're not spending at your grocery store goes towards these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Most people tell me maybe they're spending another $25 a week, so about $100 a month more than their regular food budget. It's very, very, very affordable. And keep in mind, Michael, you don't need any supplements unless you'd be on a prescription for low iron or calcium. These foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand they do represent 400 different nutrients. 400. So you could never do this even with organic food. That's one of the challenges. Notice they only let you have 30% of the food from organic from your grocery stores, wherever you are in the world. Why? Because our food around the world is becoming less and less nutritionally dense. That'd be a good way, or it's becoming nutritionally insufficient. Maybe that's a better word. Does that make sense, Michael? Without medication. Wow, Lizzie, thank you. Yeah, I believe it was the identical potential results without medication. Good, Michael. And Michael, do you understand if you go to the website, all of you, we're not going to contact you, Tiff or Michael or any of you. If you go there, Lizzie, we won't contact you. We don't do that. Why? Because we want you to feel comfortable that you trust us. Here's the medical proof, and we're not going to contact you. We're going to let the medical proof increase your interest, then scroll down and get a free coach. So you don't have to get a coach to see the medical proof. We're showing you up front. We see other people trying to sell you coaching, selling you recipes. What? What? And people are falling for it. They are. And they don't have one shred of medical evidence. Nobody does. So who else would like to ask me a question? Wow, we're at 8,500 likes. Come on, some of you new people, tap on that screen for me. Let's get to 10,000. I'm going to maybe go another like 20 minutes or less. But who else? I'll tell you what else I'll do. Michael, or if you want to, or any of you, if you'll tell me how tall you are. Well, Michael, I know you're male, but for everybody else, if you'll tell me you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how quickly you can safely lose weight on this and keep it off for the rest of your life. Michael, just to let you know, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. And then if you look at this guy's 65 years old, Michael. Hold on, let me show him to you, Curtis. 40 pounds in a month, Michael. Now that's way above our average. We're saying the minimum is about 20 pounds a month. But the most important thing about his is diabetic. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. That's in 30 days. And his triglycerides from 242 to 124. No diet can touch this. No diet has ever produced anything like this. And I will tell you this, Michael, this is the most comprehensive medical research that's ever been done, Michael, in history, on health, nutrition, and weight loss. Notice, weight loss is the last thing. The number one reason to do this is to improve your health. Because what else they saw in the studies, number one, it's a detox, and they proved it's removing poisons from the body because they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, but they also measured inflammation, which plagues all of us. It came down 25% in a month. People's hunger came down 60% in a month. And the diabetics, like I just showed you over there with Curtis, their need for insulin came down 50% in a month. And also they've all been able to maintain it, in her case, or all their pictures I showed you so far, for 9 years. Now I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So let me, okay, so Riri, female. Okay, Riri, that's great. mean you're a female, but I don't have any idea how tall you are and how much you currently weigh. So if you'll tell me, I'll tell you how quickly you can lose it. Okay, so Heidi, I'm 5'2", 170. All right, Heidi at 5'2", we'd probably want you to be about 115. That's going to be 55 pounds. So Heidi, you'll lose 4 or 5 pounds in the first 4 days. Easily, Thanksgiving, you're going to be about 140, let's say 20 pounds, 150. You're going to be about 150. By Christmas, I would see you close. Christmas, probably 135. So 135 down to 110 is 25 more pounds. By the first or second week in February, Heidi, normal on this with no exercise, you'll be 115. Tell me how excited you'd be about that, Heidi. That's not out of the, if you look at her numbers, she lost about 5 pounds a week. So we're being super, super conservative with you, for you. But Heidi, tell me how excited you'd be about that. And the fact she lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle, and she's kept it off for 9 years. Heidi, ecstatic, actually, yes. And so Heidi, here's where you can go. I know it, look, to everybody, I understand everything I'm telling you sounds too good to be true, but it's not, because here's the point. The new health, here's the free website for you, Heidi, and everybody to go to. Hold on just a second, I just posted it. You can see it there in blue, the new health. I want to make sure I spelled it right, I did. So Heidi, if you go there, we won't contact you. The only thing on that website is the medical proof, period. But if you like what you see, Heidi, you scroll down, listen to this part, you get free consultation and free coaching, and they're going to show you, they're going to give you a grocery list you're going to take to your grocery store that has proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, but instead of calorie amounts, it's going to be serving sizes. And the researchers who are the top rated, the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, they're the ones that put this together. And they have no products, they don't have a company, they're scientists. And these results are published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. A, it's totally safe, and B, it's real. Nobody else. Heidi, are you aware of, I'm asking a question now. Are you aware of anybody else on social media with one shred of medical evidence? One shred. Who would it be? I mean, I'm serious. Please answer me. It's important. I want to know. I can't know everything, right? But we've never seen anybody, whether they have an MD after the name or PhD, or they're a whole health coach or whatever it is. None of them have one shred of medical evidence. Not one shred. This is the only site on all the internet with real medical proof. And the new health conversation, which is the website, is our movement, Heidi. It's a movement. And we're helping, we've helped, in 23 years, Heidi, we've helped 500,000 people. 500, not 500, 50,000, 500,000. So you're not an experiment. When I'm giving you those numbers, it's from data that we've collected over 23 years with, you know, like I said, 500,000 people, male and female. So when I'm giving you those numbers, those are averages. That isn't even extraordinary. It's fantastic. But actually, it is extraordinary, to be quite honest with you, because you're so used to a pound a week. Aren't all of you? Whether it's the quiche or it's you, Heidi, on a diet, aren't you pretty much ecstatic if you lose a pound a week and you're measuring yourself? I mean, you're weighing yourself every single day. But the problem is every diet out there is not. It's not a detox. This is a detox. So who else? Oh, Jacqueline sent me a heart. Bless sent me a heart. Lindrick sent, oh, you're all so nice. So Heidi, if nothing else, what do you think about that? Those numbers for you? How excited would you be with those numbers? So again, D, you gave me female, but you didn't tell me how tall you were or how your current weight is, so I wouldn't know how to estimate how much weight you could lose when I have no idea what your starting weight is. So who else would like to ask a question? Come on, everybody, we're stuck at 8,600. Let's at least get to 9,000. Just tap on the face of your smartphone and hearts will come up and it'll tell me that you're learning something, you're appreciating this information. Oh, there we go. Okay, just tap, tap, tap on that screen to get more likes, I guess that's what it's called. Oh, there we go, 8,700. Come on, let's keep tapping, let's keep tapping. So Heidi, you'd be ecstatic. Well, that's wonderful. But Heidi, you have to understand, it's real. You really can do that. All right, would anybody else like to put in the chat, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, very important, and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose it on this and keep it off. Takisha, did you go to the website yet? Have you already gone there? So who else would like to ask a question? Uh, oh, we're at 9,000. All right, I'm going to hang around. Entice me. Now, listen, somebody, if you're coming on late, I'll spend time with you. If you'll tell me male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight and keep it off. Again, would anybody like to ask me a question? Oh, Jenny loves Ramsey. Hello. Hello, Jenny. So, Jenny, what we were saying is I've been helping people. This protocol, I need to show you. This is average on this. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days, just natural detox with food, not products. And you can see how safely you can drop pounds in weeks, build 6 to 9% lean muscle, zero exercise, and keep it off forever. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, Jenny. So what I've been doing for people is I've been, well, obviously you're female. If you're female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose it. But what's so different about this, it's a detox. It is not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting, if that makes sense to you. Nothing whatsoever. And you don't have to do it, but if you want to, I'm happy to tell you, because I was going to end this podcast, but I'm happy to stay to give you the parameters. Unless you think that's fake. If you think it's fake, then obviously you're on the wrong podcast. It's not fake. It's actually the daughter of a friend of mine. A lot of people tell me it's a different woman. We switch ethnicities. No, it's not at all. It's the same woman. Oh, Jenny, great. 5'3", 145. Wow, we're not that far off the mark. Okay, so at 5'3", we'd want you to be about 115. That's 30 pounds. Get ready, Jenny. You're going to lose at least 5 pounds in the first 4 days. What's so crazy about this, by Thanksgiving, you're going to be about 128. By Christmas, 128, 150. Oh, by Christmas you'll be 115. It's not even up for debate. And probably before Christmas you'd be 115. How much would that excite you? Put it in the chat for me, Jenny. I'm not kidding you. We see it all the time. And I'll give you another example. This young woman here, you can see right away she had 30 pounds to lose, which is really what you need to lose. And look, she lost 21 pounds in a month. So I'm not overstating where you can be by Christmas. You get it? Because Christmas is like 2 months from now. Does that make sense, Jenny? Just give me a comment. How excited would you be about that result right there? Okay, More Kim Hill. So you're 310, but I don't know how tall you are, More Kim Hill. I need to know so I can tell you. Okay, so Lorena, I'm 4'11", 205. Okay, we'd want you to be about 100 pounds. That's 105 pounds. I know this sounds crazy to you. In the first 4 days, you'll lose between 5 and 8 pounds. In your case, you should be 185 by Thanksgiving, probably 185, 160, probably 170 by Christmas, 170. So you got 70 pounds to go. So January, February, March. By probably mid-April, you should be 100 pounds. I'm not kidding you, and that's with no exercise. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. Give me a comment. Okay, so more Kim Hill, 310, 5'5". Okay, 5'5". And More Kim Hill, again, are you male or female? I need to know that because, again, I want to give you as accurate a number as I can get. So, Lorena, understand we've helped 500,000 people do this, which is not a diet. It's a detox. It's based on regular food. There are no products. And you get free coaching. Female, okay, more 5'5", or 5'5", 310. Okay, so at 5'5", we'd want you to be maximum 130. That's going to be 130 is 180 pounds. So you're going to lose in the first 4 days, More Kim, probably 10 or 12 pounds. Thanksgiving, I would see you at about 280. By Christmas, you're probably going to be close to 250. So 250 to get you down to 130 is 120 pounds. Let's see, January, February, March, April, May. By May, easily, you'll be about 120 pounds. Tell me how excited, More Kim Hill, you'd be about losing, say, 10 pounds or more just in the first 4 days. Please put it in the chat for me. Why as Brina? Why Sabrina? Oh, why as, well, whatever. You're 5'3", 177. We would want you to be about 120. That's 57 pounds. Easily 5 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, I'd say 157. Christmas, probably 140. So 140 down to 120 is 20 more pounds. Easily by the end of January, you'll be 120. Tell me, Sabrina, how excited would you be about that? That's with no exercise. None of these people were allowed to exercise. And those are the norms. I'm only showing you the norms. I mean, if you want to see something really extraordinary, any of you ladies, look at this lady here, Julie. Look at that, 35 pounds and 37. But what I want to impress upon you, look at how much her body shrank. There's no loose skin. That's what I want you all to see. No loose skin to speak of. So even more Kim with a lot of weight, still you're going to have minimum amount of loose skin. How much does that excite all of you? And by the way, I'll tell you more, Kim and Lorena and all of you, you're going to lose a whole dress size in the first week. In the first week. That's all I can tell you. So would that excite you more, Kim Hill, please? Oh, I am excited. Okay, great. Look, Jenny. Okay, so here's where you all can go. Let me put it in the chat. Look at the bottom, everybody. I'm typing it. The new health conversation. Hold on just a second. Can you all see it there, the new health conversation? And for my people over there on the other side, you should be able to see, all of you should see at the very top the little red heart. And to the right, the new health conversation. That's the free medical website. Don't go to the new health conversation. That'll take you to my TikTok site where I've got 1,200 videos. But there's no medical proof there, and there's no coaches. The coaches and everything free, the new health conversation. Let me explain something to you. If you go to the website, any of you, we will not contact you. Did you hear what I said? We're not going to contact you. Why? Because we want you to have the freedom to look at the medical proof. We're not here to convince you. We're not here to sell you. We're here to educate you. The new health conversation, which is a movement, is intended for educational purposes only. There's no products to buy. And we will coach you for free. Free coaching. Only thing you're buying is food. Don't you have to eat next month? I mean, I know it sounds too simple. Well, it's not really simple, but they figured it out. The figuring out part, what they figured out is simple, but figuring out was the challenge, and they've done it. And it's published, just so you all know, in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world that deal with health, nutrition, and weight loss. So you're not an experiment. It's completely safe. Does that make sense to everybody? And who else would like to ask me a question? What we've been doing for the new people coming on, I'll take maybe 1 or 2 more people before I have to leave. But if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can get the weight off and keep it off for the rest of your life. Who would like to? Good, Dakish, I'm very excited. Good. Who else would like to have me do that? So like I said, I'm gonna close this in about 5 minutes. We're now we'll be at 2.5 hours, which is a typical podcast for me. And then I'll probably come back on again at 11:30 Eastern time. It's now almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Pasquale, hello Pasquale. Naomi Horn, hello. What did she eat? Naomi. It's a detox. It's not what you would get a grocery list that you take to your grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But only 30% of whatever you bought last month you'd buy at your grocery store. The other 70% come from these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand that represents 70% of what she consumed and what you would buy at the grocery store. And then there's a very specific way of eating that allows your body to detox, because this is about detoxification. It's not about weight loss. It's about removing the poisons we're storing inside our fat cells. Let me ask you a question. Naomi, do you believe we're living in a toxic world? Do you believe you're toxic? Do you understand that any bloating on your body is being caused by your brain to protect us as we drink and we breathe and we eat these poisons, things like herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon? As they enter our body, the brain takes those chemicals and stuffs them in our what's called our visceral fat. Our visceral fat is around the organs. And that's why everybody ends up with all the bloating that you complain about. And here's the big lie that you're being told, that you can burn fat on a diet or at the gym. No such thing. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with the same number of fat cells, and your fat cells expand and contract over your lifetime. That's it. So there is no Jesus, there is no product. There's no product. Did you just listen to me? You're close. You're close. It's really, but I want to know what the specific. You'll be number 16 if you get this right. And out of 1,000 podcasts, I've had 16 people ever tell me the real definition of a calorie. You're close, you're warm, but you're not quite there yet. So go ahead if you want to expand. So, Jesus, there's no products. It's food. 30% of what you're going to consume, you'd get a grocery list to go to your grocery store, and the other 70% you can't buy in any grocery store. Those foods come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. You're basically buying a month's worth of food. You have to eat next month, I think, right? But those foods are massive amounts of nutrition in smaller quantities. And then you learn a new way of eating that allows your own body to detoxify. If you don't believe we're living in a toxic world and you don't believe you're toxic, any of you, then you're on the wrong podcast. I couldn't be more serious. This is not a diet. It has nothing to do with counting calories. No one was even allowed to exercise. So all that nonsense, 10,000 steps, count your calories, it's all nonsense. There's not a diet out there. I mean, here's Medicare for all of you new people. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. This is Medicare now. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare study the long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. Our researchers found that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. That's Medicare telling you 2/3 of you, whatever diet you think you're on or you are on, you're going to gain more weight than you lost. That sounds like a great program, doesn't it? So, who would like to? Jesus, there are no products. Jesus, let me stop again. You're going to your grocery store. You're going to get a grocery list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, vegetables, salads, and you're going to get serving sizes, not calories. But only 30% of whatever you spent last month, you're going to buy at your grocery store because you're getting serving sizes. The other 70% of the foods aren't from any grocery store. They come from Russia, from Mongolia, from Tibet, from South America and New Zealand. They represent huge amounts of nutrition in very small amounts of food. Those are the foods you would consume, and then you get taught a whole new way of consuming it. 5 days a week, you'd have 4 meals a day. You'd start only with these exotic foods from around the world for breakfast. You'd have lunch from your grocery store list that you would have, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner. Then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods from around the world, but this time you'd be eating 8 times a day. You're eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. And they proved medically through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis that this protocol is removing poisons, toxins from our fat cells. That's why she shrank. If we look, you weren't on, Jesus, to see this older gentleman. He's 65 years old. He lost 40 pounds and 52 inches in a month. Look at his stomach, Jesus, on day 1. Look at his stomach on day 30. That's through detoxification. That's not body dysregulation or body image. It has nothing to do with it. It's the health benefits of being able to remove the chemicals from your body, and your body you absolutely will shrink. I mean, there's nothing like this on the planet. There's no diet that's ever produced anything like this, and this went under the most intense medical research that's ever been done. Another, Jesus, these results, this protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. There's not one other product, there's not one other, whatever you want to call them, diet in the world with even one peer-reviewed human trial medical study. This is going to change the world. It's making every diet obsolete. Most people, Jesus, if you want to do it, I'll be happy to. If you tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this and keep it off for the rest of your life. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Peggy, it's not a matter of giving you the list, Peggy. If you go to the website, you see the free medical proof, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutritionist in the world. Then, if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free consultation, and you get a free coach. It's not about giving you the list, which they will give you for free. It's about that list for the grocery store, but it's only 30% of what you can consume. Then they'll show you how to buy the other from these other, not from them, we have nothing to sell you, these other researchers, those exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. But then the key you have to understand, that's only 50% of the battle, what you're going to eat. The pattern of eating, which they got a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. Peggy, you can look it up. It's called protein pacing. Google it. It's a registered trademark. So how she ate determined how her body was able to detox. Because first and foremost, Peggy, this is a detox. It's not a diet. It's about removing the poisons. Unless you don't believe, Peggy, that we're living in a toxic world, and we're all toxic because we are. As a matter of fact, this new medical syndrome, Peggy, you have, I have, every person in the world, called the TDOS syndrome. TDOS syndrome, the T is for the toxic chemicals we're storing in our fat cells, caused by the lack of enough nutrition to help our body get rid of them. Overweight, stress. It's a registered trademark. U.S. Patent Office recognized every single living, breathing person in the world is storing, it has TDOS syndrome. And it was discovered by Peter Greenlaw. Oh, that's me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that everybody in the world has. So maybe I have a little bit of credibility, along with three other best-selling books I've written with some of the biggest medical doctors in the world, 20 shows on PBS. I'm not trying to impress you, but I want to impress upon you. I'm not just some guy. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. This is not my research. Our job at the New Health Conversation is to bring you the knowledge, and then you can make a decision. That's why if you go to the website, we won't contact you. The only way we'll contact you is if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. How much is the coaching to get you to your goal? Zero. I know it sounds good to be true, but I would challenge you, why not go to the website and look, because we won't contact you if you go there. We don't have time to do that. We have too many people that we're coaching that want to do this. Does that make sense? Good, Peggy. I mean, not good that we're living in a toxic world. But Peggy, are there any other questions I can answer for you about that? Because it's much more, it's not just about a grocery list. It's not about recipes. It's a completely new way. By the way, it was invented, Peggy, by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They'd done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people. They were paid to analyze diets. And what they found was after 40 years, they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. They also found that 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. And when they analyzed the weight you're actually losing on any diet, 25 to 40% of that is your lean muscle mass, which slows down your metabolism, and that's why you gain all the weight back, but it also slows down your own immune system. So Peggy, if you want to tell me, oh, Jesus, I'm 5'11", 250. Okay, Jesus, let me go. Okay, at 5'11", we'd want you to be maximum about you're 5'11", 180. Okay, so let's go with 180. That's 70 pounds. Okay, Jesus, you're going to lose 5 to 8 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, you should be between 220 and 225. Christmas, you'll probably be right at about 200 pounds, maybe a little bit under. So let's go with 200. 200 to get you down to 180 is 20 more pounds. So Jesus, easily in January, you'll be 180. That's nothing special. As a matter of fact, let me show you in this 65-year-old man right here. He lost 40 pounds in a month. Now, I'm not going to promise you that because this is, but would you be unhappy with 20 or 25 pounds in your first month? I hope you wouldn't be, right? And then if you look at Ken here, and this is extraordinary result. Look at that, 34 pounds in 29 days. Now, I'm not promising you that. But again, if you do half of that, I think you'd be excited. And this is not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting. It has nothing to do with counting calories. It's all about detoxification. Does that make sense, Jesus? And you can go, well, Jesus, you need to know, it's not a matter of you. You don't get to pick the foods out. You want to do the foods they picked out, and you'll get a grocery list from our coaches for free. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70% of what you would consume, Jesus, you can't buy at a grocery store. It only comes from these researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. So it's not a matter of you going grocery shopping. You got to know what to buy. And only 30% of what you would buy would come from your grocery store anyway. Does that make sense, Jesus? Okay, Vernal, sweet. Okay, so Naomi, 34, I'm 5'5", 240. Okay, Naomi, you're going to lose 240. You're going to probably, believe it or not, you're going to lose anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds in 4 days. I would see you at Thanksgiving, minimum 220. I would say Christmas, I'd be shocked if you weren't 200 or below. Let's go with 200 at 5'5". I'd want you to be 130. So to get down the last 70 pounds, January, February, I would say easily by mid-March, Naomi, I'm not kidding you, you'll be about 230. Tell me how much that would excite you. I know it sounds crazy, but we see it. Well, look at her. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. I mean, and I'm showing you the low average. Jesus, it's not about the list. please listen to me carefully. It's about knowing what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat it. The coaches will teach you all of that. It is not about just a recipe. That is not how this works. Please be a little bit patient. We'll coach you for free. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. And Jesus, all you do is go to this website, all of you, the New Health Conversation. And if you go there, we will not contact you. The only thing there is the medical proof for all of you to see. So Naomi, there it's right. I just posted it right below your name, Naomi, the New Health Conversation. Chrissy, how do I do this? Well, I'm ready to start. More, you understand? More Kim Hill. Do you see the website? Or did you already go there, More Kim Hill? Because if you did, you scroll down to get a free coach. We don't contact you if you go to that website, everybody, because we want you to understand you're in control. We're not there to convince you. We're not there to sell you. We're there to educate you. And the website, the only thing there is the medical proof. And then if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach. Now, I got to tell you all something else, including you, Jesus, right? And Brandy, I'll do yours in a moment. When you go to the website, if you like the medical proof and scroll down and you get a free consultation, let me explain something to you. So 30%, take your total food budget last month, all of you. How much is it? Take your total food budget, take 30% of those dollars, that's what you're going to buy from the grocery store. You're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70% of the money you're going to spend comes from foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand that represent these huge amounts of food you can't buy at your grocery store, right? But on the website, you'll see when you scroll down to get a coach, it'll say 100% money back guarantee. Let me clarify. The 30% of the food you're buying from the grocery store, they're not going to refund you. But these other exotic foods, I'm serious, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, they'll give you 100% of your money back in the first 30 days. If it doesn't work, you're unhappy, whatever. But do you really think she wants a refund after what happened to her and all these other people? So keep that in mind. 100% money back guarantee on these exotic foods you're buying from around the world. You have to eat for a month. You're buying a month's worth of food. That's what it comes down to. And you're probably going to spend about what you spent last month total, maybe $100 more in a month. But look at the results. Look at the results, everybody, right? Okay, so let me keep going. Brandy, I think that says 51189. Okay, Brandy, I'm going to ask you a question now. I have a young Jesus, money back guarantee on 70% of it. Yes. Jesus, give me a yes on 70% of what you're going to spend on these exotic foods. What you're buying from the grocery store, they're not going to give you a guarantee. I want to make sure you understand, okay? Chrissy, I need this. I know, Chrissy, everybody's, okay, I understand. How are the side effects? There are no side effects, Queen Love. But let me come back to Brandy. Can I ask all of you, including Jesus and Chrissy, including Queen, we have a young woman in Florida, because she's talking about she has no gallbladder. I have a young woman in Florida, 5 feet tall, 265 pounds, no gallbladder, Brandy, okay? Brandy or Jesus or any of you. Now, I'm going to give you the parameters. She's 5 feet tall, 265 pounds, and this is really unbelievable. I agree. But in 6 months, I'd love for anybody to put in the chat, how much weight do you think she lost in 6 months with no gallbladder? Granted, she's 30 years old. She has 3 young kids. She's 265 pounds. She's 5 feet tall. I'm dying to see what you all think based on what you know about diets. She's 265 pounds. She's 5 feet tall. In 6 months, how much did she lose? And I'm doing it for I'm doing it, Brandy, for your benefit because you don't have a gallbladder. So can you put it in the chat for me? And you also had a hysterectomy, so this is even better for you. Brandy, 40. Who else would like to guess? Chrissy, do you want to guess how much she lost? And Queen or Jesus? Come on, this is fun, everybody. This isn't like 60 pounds Peggy, 60 pounds Chrissy, 65 pounds Chrissy. All right, Jesus, you didn't guess. That's okay. All right, you all sit back, everybody. 6 months, 5 feet tall, 265. She lost in 6 months 165 pounds. And she's kept it off for 2 years. Now are you interested, everybody? Now are you interested? Did you hear what I just said? Brandy, Peggy, Chrissy, did you hear what I just said? 5 feet tall, 265 pounds, 165 pounds, and she has no loose skin. Now she's 30 years old. Now you understand that's the record. All right, that's the record. So when I show you this girl here, who's the daughter of my friend of mine, her 60 pounds in 90 days, that's, you understand, this is really the low average. I mean, how much would that excite all of you? And I'm not, obviously, I'm not, no, I'm not saying you would do that. But when I'm giving you these numbers, understand I'm giving you conservative numbers. I don't know what the upper limit will be. I got a guy that's starting actually, I think next week, he's 645 pounds. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe he'll break the record. But in her case, I mean, she lost more than half of her body in 6 months. You think she's a little bit happy? She said she can get down on the floor and play with her. She has 3 little boys. It's changed her whole life. The mobility issue alone for her. At 5 feet tall, I'm not sure she could tie her own shoes. She shrank. Oh my gosh, she shrank. It's so exciting. This is the most amazing thing in the world. I know Chrissy, she looks like a different person. It's the daughter of a friend of mine. But Chrissy, again, you lose 60 pounds in 90 days. You're going to look, I can't remember, what's your number, Chrissy? Because I gave that to you. Let me see. Chrissy, you were, okay, Chrissy, did you give me your numbers, Chrissy? I'm not sure you gave me your numbers. Oh, well, Chrissy, if you want to give me your numbers, did I do it for you already? Maybe I'm losing my mind. If you'll tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how. Now, Chrissy, understand, what I'm telling you is totally doable. It's not the upper end of what's possible. This is the average. So, Chrissy, if I give you those numbers, they're the average numbers. So if you want to tell me how tall, unless I already did it, if I did, give me a yes. If not, if you want to, tell me how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose it and keep it off for the rest of your life. We're at 9,200 likes. Come on, everybody. We had tap on there. I've already gone over what I said I was going to do. This time I am going to have to quit in about 10 minutes. I have an appointment. Come on, can we get some taps on that screen? Let's get me to 10,000. Right, Jesus. The coaching's free. Jesus, don't get confused. You're buying food. Jesus, are you clear? The coaching's free. You're buying a month's worth of food, not from us. Are you clear, Jesus? I don't want to create any misunderstandings because I've had people tell our coaches, Peter said it was free. The coaching's free, not the products. You're buying food for a month. Does that make sense, Jesus? All right, one last time then. Again, Chrissy, if you don't want me to do that, it's okay. I'm totally fine. You can go to the New Health Conversation, and all the medical proof is there. And if you like what you see, all of you can scroll down and you get a free coach. The coaching's free. You're buying a month's worth of food, everybody. Let me reiterate one more time. You're buying a month's worth of food. Chrissy, you've sent an inquiry twice, Chrissy? Is that what you're telling me, and no one got back to you? Let me ask you something. Are you out of the continental United States? Because if you are and you didn't put in your WhatsApp phone number, that's probably why you didn't hear back from anybody. So I need to know, are you out of the continental United States? Or Canada, Mexico, the United States, Puerto Rico would be the only places where you could use normal phone numbers, and then any place else. Yes, Jesus, you're buying food for a month. You got it. Exactly. Yep, you got it now, Jesus. No, Chrissy, I want to make sure that I feel I'm responsible. If you didn't get followed up on, that's why. Yes. Oh, God, Brandy, absolutely. Brandy, why do you think I told you the story about the young woman in Florida? We have people with no thyroids. Brandy, you talk about a challenge? No thyroid. I mean, they had thyroid cancer. They got it radiated or surgically removed. We got people with menopause, perimenopause, PCOS, you name it. And we're not curing, treating, diagnosing, and preventing any medical conditions. All we're doing is sharing with you what they published in these 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. Number one, you know it's safe. It's been vetted. It's proven, right? So again, Chrissy, I'm just trying to confirm. If you filled out the app twice and we haven't contacted you, something's terribly wrong. Maybe we just dropped the ball. But if you're like in the EU, then probably that's why, because we need a WhatsApp phone number if it's out of the continental North America. Yes, Brandy, absolutely. So who else would like to ask me a question? And Chrissy, what I would do, again, I'm just speculating, but if you have not heard back, then fill out the form again, and I'll go there personally within the next half hour and look and see if and I'll make sure I'll hand walk it through. Remember, our coaches are volunteers, so I mean, it's possible that, it's highly probable that maybe we dropped the ball, but I apologize in advance. That's not the way we work. Good, we hit 10,000. All right, everybody, I'm going to leave all of you for now. It's now about 10:17 on the East Coast. Let's figure about, I'm going to say 11 to 11:15. I'll come on and do my second podcast of the day. I signed up twice as well. Jesus, but you just did it. So I'll go there and check, Jesus. I'm sure you'll get a call from a coach no later than tomorrow, Jesus, okay? All right, everybody, I'm going to say goodbye, and I thank all of you so much for being here. And tell other people about the New Health Conversations, a free podcast. I do at least 4 of them a day live.